vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Good evening and welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of East Idaho Game Night. Coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Hi everyone and welcome in. My name is Joel Richardson. I'm joined by Adam Hall. Tonight we come to you live from Madison High School, the home of the Bobcats, where the Rigby Trojans take on the Madison Bobcats. Adam, you are a local of Rigby. We'll just come out and say it right now. But Adam's promised to be Mr. Neutral tonight. He is the PA guy for Rigby.
I definitely have got a lot of Rigby blood. I've been in Rigby my entire life, and so definitely there. But when Idaho Sports called and said, hey, would you jump in with Joel and do the broadcasting color commentary, I said, I promise I'll be neutral. But we all know in my heart where my heart's feeling.
I'll give a little more Madison love. You give a little more Rigby love, and we'll be nice and even here, Adam.
I like
Adam
it.
Tonight. Hey, some great stuff going on. Of course, this is a big rivalry, one of the biggest rivalries in the region, if not the state. And Madison coming into this game 1-0 in conference play, 4-2 overall. For Rigby, 1-0 in conference play, 5-1 overall. That one loss coming to BK a few weeks ago, and that game lost 29-15, missing a couple players. And when that happened, it kind of put the state on notice. Okay, maybe Rigby isn't as good, and that's, I think, exactly where Rigby it wants to be.
I think you're right. And, Bishop Kelly was a hard loss, but like you said, I mean, the coaches will never – they'll never make excuses like, oh, we were down, that's why we lost. I mean, they're going to take it, and even their team comes back in and says, what do we got to do, coaches? We want to win. But it's good for some of the other boys to get some snaps and be able to play, and I think it's good for the kids to get a loss once in a while. I mean, that's not a bad thing for kids these days to learn how to lose as well.
I love it. And Rigby, if they win this game, they secure the conference title and they beat their rival, something that Coach Armando Gonzalez focuses on every year. We beat our rival and we win the conference. Those are our first two goals. We'll worry about winning state champions after that. But first we do that. And so if they win tonight, they actually do secure the conference title. And, of course, they defeat their rival. Let's talk about Madison. Last year had one of their most successful seasons since 2018, deepest playoff run since 2018. They reached the state semifinals, losing to the eventual runner-up Eagle by a score of 22-16, and Madison brought back a lot of those players, Adam.
Yeah, I think that this is probably one of the stronger Madison teams we've seen in a while. And that's what's going to make this such a great game tonight. I mean, Rigby's been strong for a lot of years. I mean, 4 state championships in the last 6 years, 5 trips to the state championship. But 4 of those, they brought home a title. But Madison has got a really solid team this year. And throw the fact that it's a rivalry on top of it. It doesn't matter if you're the worst team and the best team. A rivalry evens it out. For some reason, it evens it out. And this is going to be a matchup that's going to be fun to watch. Madison
actually leads the rivalry 14-7. Last year, Rigby won 35-21. Last time Madison won was in 2021 by 3, right? By a field goal, 31-28. Rigby's only loss in 2021.
Exactly. They would have been undefeated, and that goes back to say it doesn't make a difference.
Right.
Rigby ended up with a 1-loss season, and it was to this Madison team. And that was a year that I think Madison would say, that was not our best year. This is a much, much stronger team than that was back then. And so, yeah, it kind of crazy. Rigby did go on to win the state title that year, and I think they were wanting to take on Madison again, but here we are nonetheless.
We'll take a quick break for the national anthem. As you see the Madison band out there, we'll recognize our nation's flag. We'll be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Life can change. Your health insurance should keep up. Things like moving, losing your job or current coverage, or having a baby means you could qualify for new coverage and savings from a tax credit. At Your Health Idaho, you can compare plans and see how much you can save on your monthly premium. Make sure to apply and enroll within 60 days of the change. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. See how much you could save. When it's time to get health insurance, Your Health Idaho is the place to go. It's Idaho's health insurance marketplace where you can shop and compare plans from well-known insurance companies and lower your monthly premium with a tax credit you can't get anywhere else. Plus, certified local agents can find you the right plan for free. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. See how much you could save.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Adam Hall. What a great rendition of the national anthem, Adam, and a flyover from a World War II fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of weren't expecting that. I wish we would have had the camera on that. Really cool as that plane flew in and did a fun flyover right here at this rivalry game.
Adam, let's talk about the keys of the game for this matchup. Madison, coming in off of a bye week, actually, getting some guys healthy, feeling good. But what are the keys of the game to defeat Rigby tonight?
I think that Madison's big goal here is going to be to stop the run. They've got to lean on their experience. They've got a lot of seniors, but they've got to really get into these, win the trenches with the Rigby Trojans. Rigby's going to push the ball a lot tonight. I think you're going to see that. That's the Rigby game, and so that's what Madison's going to probably try to do. And I think Madison, same thing. They're going to run the ball. One thing that I notice, and you can never count on East Idaho weather, especially when you get into October, November. The passing game is not fun, right? It's cold out there. The ball, what they would have caught a month ago, they're not catching tonight. But it's a great night, but you never know. But I think that's one thing Madison's got to watch for.
As they lean on their experience, they run the ball for Madison. How is Rigby going to stop that Madison power that is, their running back, Cash Summers?
Yeah, Cash Summers is a big one. As I was talking to coaches before the game, Coach Gonzalez and Coach Bowser, the offensive line coach and assistant coach, and Coach Gonzalez, of course, the Rigby head coach, their goal is we've got to stop the run. And Cash Summers is a powerhouse for this Madison team. And so I think they're going to do everything they can to beat the line here. That's Rigby's defense right there. And Rigby's got a good defense, but Madison's got a good offense, so it's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to also the QB battle. We always talk about QB battles. They're not playing against each other. We know that. But, how is each quarterback going to perform? In this case, it's Micah Dougherty, the sophomore, who's going to get the starting nod, has been starting most of the season, if not the entire season. Coach had a good conversation with Coach. Coach says he's young and good. He throws a good deep ball. He's good on the speed option. But, when you have a sophomore, you sometimes make those, or underclassmen, you make those dangerous throws because you're trying to get rid of it. You don't want to go down, take a sack, and that's when you run into problems. And that might be something to watch for. If Rigby can get some pressure on the young quarterback, he might throw into problems and create Rigby ends up creating havoc for the young quarterback.
And I think that's what you're going to see with a little bit of inexperience, right? But it's awesome to see young quarterbacks. I love watching sophomores play varsity. Freshmen, sophomores, these underclassmen that are playing in the varsity level, they're just awesome, and they get so much experience. He's going to be a powerhouse here when he's a senior, that's for sure. But then you contrast that with what Jacob Flowers is going to do here tonight, too. Jacob Flowers has been doing this for a while, and he's going to come in here, and Jacob can throw the ball, and he can run.
Man, he can run.
And that is going to be what's going to happen. I mean, you never know if they're going to hand it off to Amani Morel, Q Kofe, or if Flowers is just going to go. And that happens all the time. So, but anyway, it looks like Rigby, they had the coin toss. For those that are watching out there, Rigby is going to receive at the first kickoff here. So it's going to be a good one here. Madison's going to kick it off, and they'll defer to the second half. So that'll be something to watch as we get close to the end of the first half to see where the score's at and what we got going on to see if that benefits.
I like that Madison is kicking off. It'll give their defense a chance to kind of feel out this Rigby offense. Rigby offense is powerhouse. Talk about Jacob Flowers. We haven't talked about the Amani Morel.
Yeah.
Over 10 offers. The guy is lightning. And he is also thick, right? He keeps those legs churning on short yardage plays, but once he gets to the outside, man, he can take off. Amani Morel is a fun running back to watch.
And the craziest thing about Amani Morel, too, is watch, and we'll see it tonight. And Cash Summers is the same, but I see Amani Morel more. Like we said, I'm the PA announcer for Rigby, but it takes multiple people to bring him down. Here we go.
First kickoff is a squib kick. Straight to the kickoff returner.
That's Owen
who's
Golding.
Taken down 25, Owen Golding, and he's a speedster.
Oh, he is fast. And they filled it at the like the 2-yard line. So, here we go. Kind of a good return for the Rigby Trojans as they kind of get the ball going here. They'll spot it at the 25, and here we go. It's fun to watch these kids. I've got 2 kids. One is a senior this year. One was graduated last year. And so I know these kids, and it's fun to know them. I used to drive a school bus for them, too, so taking them to games and back and forth. And, of course, being the PA announcer for all the sports, it's just so fun to get to know the kids. What a great time.
Rigby comes into this game averaging 38 points a game, only giving up 20. So let's see how this potent offense fares against his Madison defense on this first drive. Flowers takes the snap, hands it off to Morel up the middle, almost untouched up the middle, and he'll get a quick 10 yards. Good first run by Amani Morel.
It's 6-5 for Madison. That's Sean Tavares and Brendan Dredge bringing him down. Like I said, you're going to see that a lot. It's going to take multiple tacklers for that Amani Morel.
Flores sets up in the pistol, looks to the sideline for the call, and a good first down call for Rigby. Just a quick run up the middle for 10. Flowers. Looks like maybe it was, an option for sure, but the option wasn't there as Amani Morel took off by himself. And it gets a couple yards, though, so it's a positive play still for Flowers.
And we'll see that play a lot tonight. With Flowers being that double threat in the throw game and the run game. I think Rigby, when I talked to Coach Gonzalez, he said, we're going to run the ball. That's what we do. We do it well. We're going to run the ball, and that's going to open up the passing plays later. So I think you're going to see a lot of Amani Morel. There goes the man in motion. Quick screen pass.
Yeah, Cannon Korth gets the outside. Great block on the outside, and Korth gets out of bounds after the first down, and then some crosses the 50-yard line for the first time in Madison territory.
So there's Cash Summers playing both sides, of course. That happens a lot in high school ball as they go. Oh, they're going fast.
And they go fast. There's a flag and a pink flag tonight as it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I was at an ISU game last night, and the girls all wore pink and for the soccer game, and we got pink flags tonight.
I was PA announcing the JV matchup for Madison Rigby last night, and the pink flags came out, and I didn't even realize they were flags coming out. I probably announced more wrong flags than right flags.
That's right. Like, who's throwing their pink sock on the field? What's going on?
So we'll get the call here and figure it out. It went fast. It kind of went. We didn't even realize it was going. It just started without us. They didn't wait for us, Joel.
No, they didn't. They should have asked us. While we're waiting for them, let's recognize our Power Boosters bringing this game to you live and free here on IdahoSports.com. Super, super thankful to them.
Yep, Power Boosters for Madison Bobcats include Flam Funeral Home, Grand Peaks Medical, Pharmacy, Dental, and Behavioral Health, Clubhouse Pediatric Dentistry, Pro Pete, The Roof Resource, Java Express, Taylor Chevrolet, and Teton Volkswagen. Thank you, Power Boosters for the Madison Bobcats.
And it was a 5-yard illegal substitution. Defense didn't get off the field fast enough. So Madison wasn't even ready for that quick turn by the Rigby offense. So they get an easy 5 yards.
Well, and that's a heads-up play for offense to see, hey, there's an extra guy. Let's hurry and snap this.
So 1st and 5, it's going to be the first throw of the game for Flowers. He's almost brought down, but he's not. He stays on his feet. Throw over the middle. Got him open. Completed catch. That's going to be.
He's still on his feet.
About a 20-yard throw from Jacob Flowers.
And it's number 8. I got too many hands. Evan Freeman is the receiver for the Trojans on that one. And, boy, what looked like a broken play, Joel, turned out to be an incredible pass for the Rigby Trojans.
So good job by Freeman and Flowers to connect on that one. Here's a slant.
Freeman again.
To the left side. Another pass to Freeman. About 5-yard throw from Flowers to Freeman.
I think they'll give him 6.
So Freeman already 26 yards after 2 plays. Flowers will go to the outside. It's a screen play. This time to
Korth again. Nope. Yep, Cannon Korth, number 2. So he gets the first down, and now Rigby is knocking on the door right here. We're only into this game 3.5 minutes, and Rigby knocking on the door at 1st and goal on the 7-yard line, 6-yard line it looks like. And that's I talked to Burke Mauser, assistant coach today, and he said our goal is to move the sticks. That's the goal, and not beat ourselves.
Flowers this time goes the opposite side, and that ball falls incomplete. Pass intended for. I think that was for the tight end.
Some of the fans were wanting a backwards pass there, but they ruled it incomplete.
And then that was to number 85, Jackson Nelson. Jackson Nelson, a junior tight end for this Rigby team.
Empty backfield now for Flowers as he just holds it and runs. He's going. Met by a whole bunch of Bobcats. See that?
Man,
they must have heard us.
Yeah, they must know that you're the PA guy. Under 9 minutes to play, so 3rd down and goal on the 5-yard line for Rigby. Let's see what they drop here. Maybe a dose of Amani Morel on this play.
Yeah,
he's Flowers in the pistol.
Monty Morel right there. This is a textbook Monty Morel run right here for the Trojans.
You got trips at the bottom of your screen.
And he's in motion, though.
They're going to throw. It's going to be an outside over the near shoulder throw, and that goes incomplete. And that's going to bring out, I think, unless they go for it here. It's going to bring out the special teams team for a field goal, I believe.
Yeah, and Andrew Janes is the kicker for the Rigby Trojans. So a good defensive stop for the Bobcats to be able to, on the goal line, I think Rigby wanted to push that in. Everybody would want to push that in, right, if you're on the offense there. But it was a stop for the Bobcats, and it's going to hold them to a field goal attempt, and we'll see if Janes can put it through the uprights.
Janes, a sophomore kicker and punter for Rigby.
Oh, man, that was
kick goes up.
And it was nearly blocked.
And kick is good for Andrew Janes.
So striking first is the Rigby Trojans, and they go up 3-0 as we get ready for a kickoff from the Rigby Trojans to the Bobcats. So now I'm excited to see what the Trojan defense can do, because that was a good-looking Madison Madison defense able to hold. I mean, they gave up quite a few plays at the beginning there as the Trojans were able to get all the way inside the 10. What seemed pretty easily, Joel, but nonetheless, the Bobcats stopped them inside the 10 and held them to a 3-point field goal. So you got to give Madison the credit right there for walking away with only 3 instead of 7.
Yeah, good job on that end zone fade by Madison. Rigby gets the field goal, 17-yarder from Janes with 8:25 to play in the first. Great crowd here for Madison, and this stadium is massive. It goes so high up, and we got to walk all the way up these stairs, and I would say a good crowd, and there's still plenty of room in the back part of these bleachers.
I walk up the PA to the announcer booth in the Rigby Trojans about 3 or 4 times a week, and I think this is 2, maybe 3 times higher.
It's a wide out for Rigby, a red out for Madison.
Oh, right into the end zone.
It's great to see the red and the white, a good jersey contrast.
It's going to be, we already mentioned on this rivalry week, but that's one of Coach Gonzalez's main factors that he wants to focus on. He focuses on the district championship, and we kind of said that earlier. He's trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here by, this is a big game for both teams. As Rigby is coming in here, if they take the win, they'll be number 1 seed and basically district champs, because there's no way for any of the other 3 teams to take out Rigby.
Well, have all lost games, including Hillcrest, Thunder Ridge. So here's our first look at the Madison offense, starting on the 20-yard line. Good run up the middle. And that's a 5-yard run by Hammond.
Yep, number 32. He's the senior halfback for the Bobcats. Cash Summers is number 1. We're going to see a lot of him, I think, tonight. But he is not even in the backfield right now for the Bobcats.
Have another pistol formation this time from Madison. Little play action screen on the far hash, and that's completed for a first down. It's a 10-yard throw from Doherty.
Q Kofe picks up the tackle. Was right there, but a good first down play for the Bobcats as they get to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. We're at 7 minutes and 30. That pulls right in my way. 7:30 and change on the clock in the first quarter.
3-0 Rigby holds on to a small lead. Madison gets their first down, run to the outside.
Brennan Dredge on the carry.
And Dredge gets a gain of 5. So far Madison moving the ball pretty well. Rigby feeling things out on defense. Under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter of this rivalry game. White versus red, red versus white.
We couldn't ask for a better night.
All we're missing is blue. And yeah, it's a beautiful night. It was a little bit windy as we were prepping, but in the last 15, 20 minutes, as Doherty takes it himself.
Close to the first down marker, short by a yard, it looks like.
About a 4-yard run for Doherty.
So Rigby would love to get a 3rd down stop right here before Madison gets into Trojan territory. And of course, Madison, 3rd and short probably means a quick run up the middle, whether it's quarterback keep or in the backfield. I think that's Hammond again.
So no sign of Cash Summers yet in this ball game. Hammond in the pistol behind his quarterback.
And they wrap him up.
And good defensive stop in the backfield. That was tackle number 0, Boston Balsmeyer, the senior defensive end.
And we will say that name a lot tonight. Boston Balsmeyer has been a big part of the Trojan defense.
And Jackson Cordero was in on that play. That was number 6. Sean Tavares comes out.
So now looks like they're going to punt this one away. Smart move on the Madison side of the field.
(3-0). That ball is almost blocked on the punt.
It's Evan Freeman back to receive. He's going to pick it up, and he's going to go forward. They kept it from bouncing all the way to the goal line, but only about a 2 or 3 yard kickoff return. But I think that was probably better than letting it go and get a bounce all the way to the goal line. There was Bobcats there to get it. So now we're looking at Trojans' second offense. So the Trojans hold them scoreless on the Bobcat first drive. And the one thing that I love about high school sports, it's so much more competitive, Joel, than when I was in high school. Now, I never played, but there was never TVs out on the sidelines where the players are coming over and look at what we'd messed up, and you got to watch this. We're going to fix that next time. And so I guarantee that on the sideline during that offensive drive for the Bobcats, the defense was over there learning what are we going to do. And probably conversely over here on this side, the defense was getting told, here's what we got to do to stop the Trojans.
Yeah, the amount of resources in high school sports has exploded as a blocked pass. Great defensive stop by number 25, Colton Munns.
Boy, and he if he would have put two hands together, that would have been a pick six right there.
That was going to the house. Good stuff from Colton Munns, the senior, and 6'1", 195, and had some hops on that Flowers pass.
Yeah, he got up there. He got around fast too. He got around that offensive line, and that's one thing. This is going to be a line. It's going to be a battle at the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. Madison's defense and Rigby's offense.
It's going to be a take by Flowers to our near side. Breaks a couple tackles, gets around, and gets to almost the first down. They should be. It's going to be close, but great run by Flowers.
So on a 2nd and 10, I think they're going to give it to him. It looks pretty close. And that they do.
And they move the chains. And that was a great fake to Morrell. I think one linebacker bit to Morrell, and Flowers able to get to the outside, and they do that so well.
They do that well. And that's one thing that's one thing that you're going to see a lot of is the Rigby Trojans with that Jacob Flowers run, they just don't know where to go. The defense, it's hard because Morrell is a powerhouse, but then Flowers can run like crazy too. And so what do? It would be hard.
Flowers holds at least one offer to play at the next level. I think it was Montana Tech, as we have a run to the outside for a couple yards.
So Amani Morrell on the pitch, but he only picked up a couple of yards on that one.
So that's only Morrell's second carry of the game. And we were talking about Jake Flowers, man, 6'1", 180. Last year, first team all-conference, second team all-state. The dude's a two-time state champion along with Amani Morrell. And he's got 3 stars, 2 offers to play in college, but he's committed to Montana Tech, man.
Yep.
The Ore Diggers. So congrats to Flowers to not only keep playing the game he loves, but also go to school for free.
Absolutely. Can't do it any better, right?
Flowers takes the shotgun, hands it off to Morrell, and Morrell is gobbled up.
And that's what the defense for the Bobcats have got to do that all night long if they want to stop Amani Morrell. They've got to be there. They've got to see it coming, and they've got to wrap him up because that's what most teams cannot do to Morrell is he gets through.
So 3rd and 6 on the 31-yard line with 3:10 to play in the first quarter. Can Madison stop them once again on 3rd and short? Did it about a few minutes ago, close to the goal line, forced a field goal. Flowers takes himself in the empty backfield, and that pass is completed. And he's tackled. He will not get the first down. Short by about 4 yards. Pass completed to number 8 of Rigby, Evan Freeman, and Rigby will punt.
Yeah. Got to get it now. Now you got to get it down there. I mean, you're not in 4-down territory when you're on your own 33-yard line. So big defensive stops for the Bobcats. And honestly, they just gave up a couple at the very beginning of the game that got them in the red zone and within the 10-yard line. But this is gonna be Bobcats a good Bobcat defensive stop on the Trojans. And that's probably what they were doing. They, like we talked about already, that they had somebody Number 5 back there to receive. Sorry, I'll finish my thought here in a second.
Number 5 is back to receive that ball. Is going to cross the 40.
Brennan Dredge was back there to get it, but they'll just let it roll.
Okay, so goes to the 39-yard line. Finish your thought, Adam.
My thought was, well, I may have forgotten my thought.
I distracted you.
That's okay. I was looking to see who was back to receive for the Bobcats, and then we kind of got sidetracked. But
so the punt doesn't go super far, probably about a 30-yard punt, maybe 35-yard punt for Rigby, and Madison will take over with good field position just on the right side of the 39-yard line. Just under 2 minutes to play before the end of the first quarter. 3-0 Rigby leads. Madison will try to run, and they're tackled in the backfield. Ball is loose, and they're going to call a not a live ball. The whistles are blown.
They're going to call it dead.
And runner was down.
It was Hammond again. Cash Summers, we still have yet to see Cash Summers. Rigby fans are not happy. And
I think that's a good call. Runner was down and that ball came loose.
I was going to say
he had hit the turf.
The fans aren't happy, but he certainly was down, and then the ball came out.
But that's your job as a fan.
Yeah,
to boo when it goes against you.
It's pumping up the defense to do it again. That's all it's doing. Well, we didn't get that one. Now let's knock it out another time. So an empty backfield this time with a 5-receiver set, man in motion.
Dougherty takes a snap. It's a short drop. It's a throw to the tight end. Breaks a tackle, trying to get to the outside. And can he get the first down? He can. Good pitch and catch by Brom Thompson, the 6'2 junior.
And he just pushed forward. Yeah, and it's fun to watch a tight end to just kind of get there. They'll get a short pass there, but then they just got so much power. So in Trojan territory are the Bobcats for the first time of the night with a minute left on the clock in the first quarter.
So that's 2 completions for Dougherty, 20 yards total. And Flowers is already at 30 on the game with a few more incompletions, but both quarterbacks playing well so far. Dougherty in the pistol. He's got 2 receivers on either side. Power left. It's going to be a speed option. Waiting for it. He does throw it out, and that's going to be a gain of about 3 yards.
Brock Hammond
Good play
again.
from Brock Hammond.
Yeah, they're only going to get a yard on that one. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 9.
3 yards, 1 yard. It's close.
They spotted it. I thought they spotted it less than he got it, but maybe that's about right. Seemed like he made it a little further than that, but.
So still no sign of Cash Summers, and we got a chance to talk to Coach Pancari before the game, and he didn't mention that one may not play this game, and so far he hasn't played.
Here comes a rusher.
Here comes the blitz. He's able to get to the outside. Dougherty reads the blitz well, and Dougherty gets a solid gain. About 3 more for Dougherty. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Bobcats.
So 3rd and manageable, and this is probably an opportunity where they're going to take two opportunities here. I think this is 4-down territory if you're at the 45-yard line.
100%. He went out of bounds, so 3 seconds before the end of the first quarter. One more play before we take a break. 3-0 Rigby. Dougherty once again in the pistol. 3 receivers, 2 at the top. He'll hand it off to Hammond. He is gobbled up in the backfield, nowhere to go.
And that
awesome tackle from who else but Boston Ballsmeyer once again.
And they definitely gave him forward progress. He went way back farther, but they'll give him forward progress back to the original line of scrimmage. And now it's going to be 4th and 10, but not until we get through the quarter break. So
that's going to bring us to the quarter. As Adam said, 3-0 Rigby leads. We'll take a quick break. You're watching East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Adam Hall. Madison set to punt after a big stop on 3rd and about 6 for Rigby. Great defensive effort there from the Rigby Trojans as we have a punt that's going to go all the way to the end zone. Nice stuff there from Madison's punter.
Yeah, that was a great punt. Got it out. I think he was hoping that they would have slowed down there about the 5 or 6 yard line so that they could have jumped on it. But yeah, that's a great punt.
Still a good punt for high school for sure. They'll start at the 20-yard line. You know, it's hard. We watch NFL Monday, right?
Yeah.
We watch NFL Thursday. We watch high school Friday, watch college Saturday, watch NFL, and everyone has a few different rules, right? So you're never sure, is it at the 20, is it the 25?
I ran into that last night in the JV game. They were kicking a field goal, and then anyways, it was no good. They took it back to the 20. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm thinking college right now, not high school. And, yeah, you get lost in the rules because they're all just a little different. Regardless, now Rigby comes out for their second offensive drive, and 1st and 10 at the 20.
This is going to be Rigby's, I think, their worst field position of the night so far as they hold on to a tenuous lead, 3-0, as the second quarter is just underway. We'll see how Rigby does on this long drive, and we've seen Rigby score in bunches. We've also seen them hold out nice long drives to work the clock, something I'm sure Coach Gonzalez wouldn't mind as we have a screen pass to the near side. Breaking a couple tackles, good stuff there from Rigby on the first down throw.
Evan Freeman on the catch, picked up 5. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Rigby Trojans now.
You know, it's fun to do a lot of different football throughout the season here on IdahoSports.com. I do 8-man. We talked 8-man in our first game together, right?
Yeah.
At Rigby Coeur d'Alene. 8-man's fun. You see a lot more screen passes in 11-man football, including Skyline, Rigby. A lot of them love that screen pass. Good pass to the far hash, cuts inside. I think that's Evan Freeman once again.
Correct.
And he'll get the first down.
So that's another 9 yards for Freeman. Cordero picks up the tackle for the Bobcats. We keep hearing his name, and he's actually a QB too, Jackson Cordero. I said the name Cordero a lot last night because his little brother is the QB for the JV team, Hawk Cordero, and he was fun to watch.
And as this game goes on, we'll talk about a few family relationships that we have, especially on the Madison side, including Cordero and others. Here's Amani Morrell, gets to the outside, bounces off tacklers. He's got space, 40, 30. Can he break one more? He can't. Nice tackle to the outside, but Amani Morrell does plenty of damage on that massive first down run.
46-yard run for Amani Morrell. And that's the Rigby way. Now they're going to go fast here.
Flowers hands it off to Morrell once again, awarding the long 46-yarder. And he will get another first down. Amani Morrell rumbles to the first down mark.
Another 11 yards, and now the Trojans 1st and goal inside the 10.
It was almost like Coach Gonzalez said, "Okay, no more.
Yeah.
Let's run this ball. Let's score."
Well, and now I think you'll see Morrell again. You got to give him the touchdown, right?
3 in a row. Let's see it from Morrell. He's slowed up. He will still gain a couple yards. He's inside the 10.
So they'll change it up probably here now, but it's a 2nd and goal. Ball's on the 6-yard line. And that's a long way to run. Morrell just had what did I say, 46?
46-yarder.
Holy cow. And then gets another 11 right after that. So just in those 2 plays, he's at 57 yards plus another 3 or 4. I mean, he's got 60 yards in the last 3 plays.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's almost at 100 yards already in this first half. Flowers will take himself. It's a QB keeper, and he will be
flag on the play.
Just outside the touchdown. There's a flag down, probably a hold. This one likely coming back for the Trojans.
So, yeah, it did look, I mean, it's the flag thrown in the spot where that would be the case.
And it was one of those holds that it probably sprung Flowers a little bit extra, but Flowers is so good you don't need a hold.
You don't need to hold. You're right. And so now Rigby still looking at 2nd and goal, but now they're pushed back all the way to the 16-yard line. So
So coaches discussing this next play with the offense. Number 2, Cannon Korth will line up to the outside. Flowers and
I think that's Q Kofe.
that's Q Kofe in the backfield.
Yep, 22, Q Kofe.
So 2 receivers, twins on both sides. Q Kofe in the pistol with Flowers. Let's see what Rigby's offense cooks up here on the second and goal. Ball is up, and that ball is no good. They're going to call incomplete. No hold. Now I thought maybe there's a little bit of a hold. Rigby fans don't like it for sure.
Rigby fans wanted the pass interference.
But they're going to call it a 50-50 and no penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd down and goal.
So 3rd and 16 for the Trojans. And Madison defense, after giving up a long run by Morrell and a few more yards from Morrell, they've stayed tough.
Yeah,
and especially thanks to that holding call.
This is exactly what happened, right? They got down the field fast on that first drive, and then they stopped them, and they only got a field goal out of it. And now Bobcats are coming in doing the same thing, a 3rd down and long.
Battle in the trenches continues into the second quarter. Flowers is in the shotgun.
Yeah.
They're going to call a timeout, and they're going to talk things over. And we'll take a quick break, and let's recognize our power boosters from Rigby.
Okay, the Rigby Trojan power boosters include FiberCom, Java Express, Anytime Fitness, Brightside Dental, Eckersell Memorial Chapel, Idaho Drug, MVP Rentals, Pro Pete, The Roof Resource, Bellhaven Real Estate, and Teton Volkswagen. A huge thank you to our power boosters for the Rigby and the Madison teams.
And, man, they allowed this game to be brought to you live and free here on IdahoSports.com. Doing great stuff, our power boosters are. Are you interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com? We are always on the lookout for talented people that want to get involved in what we do. Sales, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, even broadcasters like Mr. Adam Hall here. Email editor@IdahoSports.com to find out more how you can join the team here at IdahoSports.com. 3-0, 3rd and long, 3rd and goal, 16 yards from that goal line. What does Rigby drop here, Adam?
You know, I'm trying to think if it's I don't know if they're going to go for it. I think on 4th. I don't think they'll do 4 down.
That was actually right down the seam.
Yeah, and what a fantastic, just outside of reach for Freeman. But, man, he had him. He was open. And that would have been 6 points on the board. But a good stop for the Madison Bobcats. I mean, this is now the 2nd time that they've been able to stop. But this time, not only did they get the stop, they got the stop without putting points on the board. So now Bobcats taking over 1st and 10 on their own 26.
So Madison 1st and 10. A drop for Dougherty. Dougherty's going to go long. He's got a good arm. He's got his man open. That's completed. Number 13, great catch. 2, the great throw and great catch by Baden. Wheeler throw from Dougherty.
$43 yards is what I calculated there. I think that's accurate. 43-yard pass completed. Brought down by Q Kofe. Good thing he was there because that was a touchdown saving tackle. But great pass, dropping it like a dime there. Just dropped it perfectly. Dougherty, great arm. And it's fun to see sophomores do that. Man.
Absolutely. This is going to be a great gift to have. Here goes number 32. He's going to make it 10-5 touchdown. That is a 31-yard touchdown run from
Brock
Hammond.
He's their number 1 running back tonight, and he puts it right in. And he walked in untouched. I mean, Rigby was going to both sides, and he found the hole. And there it went. And now, just like that, the Bobcats are on top of the Trojans, 6-3, with an extra point attempt coming.
Extra point awaits. It's a good snap. It's a good hold. It's a good kick.
Brayson Stoddard is the kicker for the Bobcats, and the Bobcats have a 4-point lead, 7-3, and the Bobcats are going to come out. Like I said, it does not matter what your record is coming into a rivalry game. We are in for a treat tonight. This is going to be a fun one.
So a 32-yard touchdown run from Brock Hammond. And the extra point makes it 7-3. Bobcats lead. And while we're waiting for the kick teams come out, let's talk to you about some power booster opportunities.
You know, do you have what it takes to be a power booster for your school on IdahoSports.com? Show your devotion to your school and advertise your business at the same time by becoming a power booster. You get a large clickable display banner on every team page for your school and a clickable link with your business name on every broadcast. We do for your school during the regular season and for state tournaments. Power boosters are a great way for you and your business to be seen by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of current and potential clients and customers. And the best part is 100% tax deductible. Becoming a power booster is fast and easy. Just email sales@IdahoSports.com, and within 24 hours, your business can be proudly seen on your favorite schools, teams, schedules, rosters, conference standings. Multi-school discounts are available. Again, email sales@IdahoSports.com. Find out more how you can become a power booster on IdahoSports.com.
And you too can bring this game to the fans and yourself live and free. Let's do a quick game reset. 3-0. Rigby led after an 8:25 to play in the first quarter, 17-yard field goal from James. And then in this second quarter with 7:51 to play, 32-yard touchdown run from Hammond. But that was after a 43-yard throw from Dougherty that set up that Hammond touchdown run.
And that was that only 2 plays? Did they get
two plays?
They got there in 2 plays. So they ran the field 74 yards.
Yeah, 75 yards.
In 2 plays. So pretty impressive for the Bobcats. Okay, we're back, and the Trojans back on offense.
So 7-3 with 7:51 to play before halftime. Run it up the middle for Morrell. Gets a good hole up that far seam. And that's a run of about 6 for Morrell.
You know, the story tonight so far has been the Bobcat defense holding them back. I mean, that is some pretty amazing offensive plays that they just threw out there, but it's been the defense of the Bobcats that have held the Trojans to only 3 points when they've been in scoring positions twice.
Hand off to Morrell once again, and he gets good forward progress, and that should be enough to move the sticks.
Yeah,
2 straight runs from Morrell gives him 10 yards.
Definitely gave him a great spot there to get there. 30-yard line and a first down for Rigby.
7 carries from Morrell so far, and none of those carries have been for negative yards.
Yeah. Last year, he averaged 9.7, I think it was. That is unbelievable.
Almost
Unbelievable.
Amazing running from Morrell. Here's a screen pass to the far side. Trying to get around his man is Cannon Core.
So Cannon Korth picks up a 3. It'll be a second down with 7 yards to go for the Trojans. They're on the Trojan 33-yard line. Got to get to the 40.
And that's only Cannon Korth's second catch of the night. He's got 7 yards so far.
And Cannon Korth has been a big part of this offense, too. I mean, we talk Morrell a lot, but Korth has been big.
Here's a screen pass to the opposite side, this time our near side. That pass is completed to Evan Freeman. Evan Freeman has been busy so far on the screen plays.
That looked like a lot of work for 2 yards. 3rd down and 5, and Rigby needing to get some offense. They've had some good offense, but it's only been a couple of big plays that have gotten them down there. So, man, if the Bobcats can put a stop on the Trojans here on 3rd down in Trojan territory.
Let's see what the Trojans cook up here. Flowers, no drop. It's going to be a slant throw, and that's completed. Enough for the first down. Good play call, good throw, good patience from from Flowers in the pocket.
Cannon Korth picks up the first down for Rigby. And now the Trojans get a fresh set of downs. So I think that gives them a little bit of breathing room. We're under the 6-minute mark in the half. And remember, Madison gets the ball back. So
yeah, good call.
I think if they stop the Trojans here and then get the ball back, they can run the clock down and try to score here.
5:30 and counting, like Adam said. Flowers takes the snap. He'll drop to the far side. He'll throw to the far side. That's completed. Getting out of bounds after a gain of about 6.
Jackson Nelson, tight end. And he's had quite a few touches tonight, too. Cash Summers is out there. I'm surprised that he's not running. Everybody was concerned of him, but it has been the Brock Hammond show for the Bobcats tonight.
And he has definitely produced as he scored on that 32-yard touchdown run. Here's Amani Morel, speaking of runs, making everybody miss, carrying the entire Bobcat defense, it seems, to the first down and then some.
I saw Amani Morel get up and 4 Bobcats. So that's a huge run there for the Amani Morel. Had in the stats, like we said, he averaged almost 10 yards last season.
A 22-yard run, if I'm not mistaken, for Morel puts them deep into Madison territory, knocking on that red zone door. Ball on the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for Morel and this offense. Flowers wants to take it himself. He's being brought down, though. Can he break it? He can't. Huge sack, almost a 10-yard sack for the Bobcats, but with some forward progress,
Adam. I was
Adam.
going to say, they'll get forward progress. Which, as long as they call it both ways with that, we're okay with that. But, yeah, that's 2nd and long now for the Rigby Trojans. They're looking at 16 yards on the 2nd down.
That's right, 6-yard loss for Rigby. Huge sack for the Bobcats on 1st down. That'll bring up 2nd and 16 for the Trojans. Man, this defensive line has been impressive so far for Madison.
And I can tell you that's going to be one of the talking points at halftime for Rigby is they're going to say offensive line, you got to do better. You've got to protect Flowers, and that has been the game changer here. Look, he can't get through again. Flowers able to back up.
Flowers is able to get to the outside and gain back those lost yards and then some. It's a gain of 7.
So picks up the sacked yardage, but now still third and what I would call a little bit, not quite long. Got to be past 10 to call it long, but that's not medium.
Flowers 19 yards rushing so far on the night. He'll beat you with his legs and his arm. Tries to do a hard count and get that Madison line to jump.
Yeah, they would love to be looking at 3rd and 4 instead of 3rd and 9.
We'll see what Flowers can do here with twins to both sides. 3rd and long, 3:15 and counting the play before half. Flowers is going to go long. He wants it all. Ball is up and complete. No flags thrown. And that's going to bring up 4th and long for Rigby.
Pass was intended for Freeman. And the Bobcats just defending well tonight.
Great job by the Bobcats corners. That was number 16 on the stop. Lucas Franson, the 5'10", 165 senior. And he used that entire 5'10" frame.
He certainly
to
did.
keep that ball out of the hands of Freeman.
The reason that wasn't interference is because he turned around and was making a play on the ball. A lot of people think, well, he was right there touching him. Well, they were both making a play on the ball. That's illegal. That's legal.
4th and 9. Big opportunity here. That ball is underthrown, excuse me. No calls in the play. Now, I think Flowers may have been hit on that throw.
I think they got his arm, and that definitely affected the throw, which was kind of a risky to begin with because, I mean, there was a guy down there. But either way, Madison wouldn't have wanted to intercept that. They get the ball back here now at the 28-yard line rather than intercepting it on the 10.
Yeah, you mentioned that the inside linebacker was there in the neighborhood, and that ball just went over his hands, hits the ground, and more great pressure from the Madison defensive line on that play. So Madison takes over on downs with 3:06 to play. Like Adam said, they get the ball in the 3rd quarter. So can Madison do what they did on their last drive and do a quick shot and really put some pressure on Rigby? Dougherty going over it. Comes over on near side, has to throw out of bounds. No one in the neighborhood. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Wow.
It's
interesting.
It has been quite the game so far. And like I said, I think the story so far is this Madison defense. I mean, the offense for Rigby has looked impressive on quite a few plays, but it's been the Madison defense that has been able to stop the Trojans from getting points. And then, the Madison really has only gotten down into Trojan territory the one time, but it only took them 2 plays to go almost the whole field. And now we're going to see if they can do it again here. Trojans trying to recalculate. They're going to ask for a false start there.
Yeah, just under 3 minutes to play, and on the hard count, that right side, I think all three guys moved on that right side for Madison. Let's, not to add insult to injury, but let's shout out these offensive linemen. They've been doing a good job so far for Madison. City Conte, Carter Apelu, number 66, Caleb Rhodes, one of the captains, number 76, Jacob Lee, and number 78, James Barnes, for your 4 or 5 guys on this offensive line. Here's a throw to the far side. That throw is completed to Brennan Dredge, who's finally brought down after a lot of running. Gets a gain of 7.
It was actually 12 because they were 5 yards behind the sticks.
Okay.
And I think it was 8 plus 5, so 13.
So
Give
13
him,
yards.
Give him 13.
Well, you know, math and things don't really go well with me.
Well, they spotted it at the 35 and then they moved it. So I'm going to give you the credit on that one, Joe.
Right.
You were right until the officials didn't want you to be right.
That was Dredge on the catch.
So a big third down for the Bobcats with almost 2 minutes to play.
And we know in high school there is no 2-minute timeout, 2-minute warning. As if we run up the middle, that's really going to go nowhere, just back to the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 4th and short decision time for Madison.
Yeah, what do you do here? I think it's too risky to. I think as good as your defense has been playing, you've got to boot this away. You don't want to give it to Rigby on the 36-yard line. I think Rigby's wanting them to go for it. I don't know, maybe not. It looks like they're keeping their offense on the field though. Am I misreading this here?
I think you're right. So big opportunity here for Madison and for Rigby.
Rigby wanting their crowd to get pumped up right now because this is a big gutsy play with a minute 25.
So what's the decision? I think they're going for the hard count here, and they
right.
will, and then
You're
they'll call a
right.
timeout, and they'll probably punt it away.
And honestly, I don't know why we didn't think of that earlier. That's exactly what they should have done. So they're going to take a timeout and run the clock as much as they can. So where are we at? 1:16?
Yeah, 1:15 to play before half. And with that, we'll take a quick break. I think, they're going to come out quickly. We're going to stay here and watch them punt this one away. Of course, the punter for this one, Brayson Stoddard, the senior kicker. Or no, it's not Brayson.
It's actually Jackson Cordero.
That's Jackson Cordero, excuse me. So the 6-foot senior, Jackson Cordero, to punt this one away.
Well, and keep in mind, he's a quarterback, so you never know on things like this what's going to happen. I do love a fun trick play.
Fake punts, when they work, fake field goals, fake punts are phenomenal. When they don't work, you always feel kind of stupid, right? When it's against your team.
You have the chance to be the hero or the zero. Is that what they call it? Zero or hero?
That's right, yeah.
He's going to boot it nonetheless.
And Cordero punts it away, end-over-end kick.
Freeman, gets a
and
Trojan
that takes
bounce.
a Rigby bounce to the 30. They're going to stop it. Yeah, they're going to get the 30-yard line. Good stop there from number 3, Jacob Wilkes. And so Rigby has the chance with 1:07 to play before half to see if they can get a score and take this lead back in the end zone.
And they really need to get in the end zone because I think that right now, I think the Trojan fans are thinking we should have been in the end zone twice, maybe 3 times. And when you think back on their offensive drives, the first one ended in a field goal. The second one, they had to punt it away. The third one, they were right there on the 4, but then had some penalties and brought it back. And then a big sack and then out of field goal range. It's been an interesting offense for the Trojans. Let's see what happens here.
Flowers looks to the outside. It's a little screen pass in the middle. This is Morrell breaking tackles. You can't arm tackle that dude. And that is a 20-yard catch, 21-yard catch from Morrell.
So he can catch as easy as he can run and hold and just get the handoff. And that's going to be a big adjustment, I think, here for the Trojans. You got Golding now here on the outside. You got 4 receivers set. Twins on top, twins on bottom.
And here goes Jackson. He has plenty of time. That throws the outside, and they do get out of bounds. Great throw and great catch. This one to Cannon Korth.
Yep, Cannon Korth picks up another, how many yards? 20.
Is that another 20?
Let's see where they put it. 18 is what it's going to be. So an 18-yard completed pass to Korth. He is racking up some yardage.
So Rigby doing a good job of getting down the field quickly after that screenplay from Morrell, the long screenplay from Morrell, and now another long throw to Korth. And they're knocking on the door, 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line with 35 seconds to play before half. Outside, trying to get out of bounds is again, this time, number 2, Cannon Korth. Good stuff between Flowers and Korth.
And now you're starting to see, Gonzalez said earlier today, we're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. That's going to open up the pass play. And I think you're seeing that a little bit as they run the ball forward. They're looking for Morrell. Now, granted, he's had an empty backfield, and it's just been a lot of receivers on both sides. But you're starting to see some offense from the Trojans with past plays. Now you got Morrell in the backfield in motion.
Morrell goes motion to the near side. And we have a sack again. The backfield, he throws it away.
They might call that intentional grounding.
And another huge sack, this time from number 51, Christian Hansen.
They're saying they're going to stop the clock. Yeah, and that is going to be an adjustment that the Trojans are going to talk about at halftime. Is they're going to say, we cannot have the offensive line. Okay, sorry, we're getting a call here. They're going to put a couple more seconds on the clock. They're calling it an incomplete pass, Joel. So
yeah.
What I thought that was intentional grounding. But yeah, he was wrapped up, and boy, Flowers got rid of it fast enough that he was able to get an incomplete pass. And now the Trojans are just back to the. But now he's lost. Let's see. I'm lost, Joel. Do you know what's going on?
Well, it's a 3rd down and 13, so they're going to say loss of 3 yards on that one.
But why would they keep – they kept running the clock, but then Rigby took a timeout. That's what it was. I was confused as why the clock stopped, but of course it's a timeout. So they are going to call it a sack, I bet, and a loss of yards.
Yeah, that's definitely a sack. You wonder if they blew the whistle. Maybe he threw the ball away after the whistle had blown, so there was no intentional grounding. Either way, 2 timeouts have been taken by Rigby this half. 1 timeout remains. 2 timeouts left for Madison. If Madison can get the ball back, maybe there's a chance, but 23 seconds left, not much. 3rd and 13 for Rigby. Jackson Flowers, low snap, looking for options over the middle.
Morrell.
Incomplete to Morrell. Had a man on him tight. That was number 1, Cash Summers, linebacker on running back.
And again,
incomplete to Morrell.
Just passes being defended by the Bobcats. And Rigby's going to leave their offense on. I mean, you've got 17 seconds on the clock. It's 4th down. They've got to get to the 21 to get the 1st down, but they don't have a lot of time anyways. If it stays inbounds and the clock continues to run, they do still have a timeout. This is a big defensive stop for the Bobcats if they can get it.
4th and long. Can the Bobcats get that stop? They do get in the backfield. Flowers is hit as he throws. Ball goes incomplete just beyond the outstretched fingers of the receiver. And Flowers takes a beating while he gets that throw off. So Madison takes over with 12 seconds to play before half. Again, another big blitz from the Madison defensive line. Wilkes was on the pass attempt. Wilkes was in the backfield. And Madison's defense, that is the story of this first half.
It has been big, and it has shut down the Rigby Trojans. And they're just going to kneel on it.
They're going to kneel, and that'll do it for this first half. Madison leading 7-3 after a touchdown, a 32-yard touchdown run from Hammond. Rigby 3 thanks to a field goal in the first quarter from James, and that's going to do it for the first half. 7-3 Madison leads. We'll take a quick break and be right back for some stats, scoreline stories, and maybe we'll go around Idaho and see what's going on the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. You're watching the East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Stay with us.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
We're Valleywide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Once again, we have contributed to your Ideal College Savings Program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
We in?
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Adam Hall. 7-3. That score is accurate. It is real. Madison leading the game 7-3. I don't know how many people throughout the state, maybe except for Madison fans, and maybe a few trying to steal one in the Idaho Sports Pick'ems that you can do every week. Don't know if many people expected this score, Adam.
Yeah, I think that it's one of those scores that we talked earlier. It's the rivalry. It doesn't make a difference. I mean,
love it.
Everybody says, well, Rigby's got a better team. They're going to blow them out. A rivalry does not matter. And Madison has come out here, and they want to win it just as bad as anybody, right? And so when that rivalry comes, their defensive line has said absolutely not to the Rigby Trojans.
And that's one of the storylines coming out of the first half. The defensive line from Madison has been massive. I believe 3 sacks so far on the night, maybe 4.
I think you're right. I think it may be 4.
Forcing Flowers into some problems. No interceptions yet, no turnovers for either team. But, man, that defensive line has been so massive for Madison. On the Rigby side, we were talking about this during the break. Rigby they've been moving the ball well, and then suddenly those short fields becomes tough for Rigby's offense.
You know, I don't know if we have total offense or total yardage for either team, but I'm sure that Rigby has way more yardage than the Bobcats. It's just the Bobcats were able to capitalize on their drive that third or fourth or whichever one it was. But Rigby has gotten down. They've started down at the 20, down at the 30, and ran 60, 70, 80 yards down the field. And they've been in the red zone multiple times and unable to capitalize. And that is why the Rigby Trojans are down in this game right now.
Well, and to your point, Rigby has almost 300 total yards on the game. Madison barely breaking 100.
There you go.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
3 times the yardage, but they're on top. And you got to give credit to the defensive line at where it matters, and that is in the red zone. And that has been what the Bobcats have been able to do to stop. So now the question is, what does Coach Gonzalez say to his team right now in the locker room to make some adjustments to come out for the second half?
Well, I think Coach Gonzalez first, there may be some words in that locker room because Coach Gonzalez doesn't lose this game much, right? Coach Gonzalez coming into this game, man, he has won a lot. When he first joined Rigby, he's now in his 9th season. He began 0-2 versus Madison, but since then he's been 5-1. Coach Gonzalez doesn't lose to Madison. So I think he's talking to his players, hey, we win this game. How do we do that? Let's get to our fundamentals. Let's give Morrell the ball. Let's feed to the outside, and then let's take some shots downfield that have been blocked for the most part by Madison's DBs. But if you get Morrell in the running game a little bit more, then that passing opens up.
And I think too, the other thing that they're probably telling the boys is, guys, we are down 4 points. That's it. We're down a possession. And a possession puts us up a field goal, right? And it's not that we're down 3 or 4 possessions here. This is a very winnable game for either team. Madison feeling good going into the locker room up 4. Remember, they get the ball back, and so if Madison can come out and make an offensive drive and put points on the board, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, that's huge for the Bobcats. But that right now, in my eyes, the Trojans are seeing, guys, we're only down 4. This is not a big deal. Let's make the tweaks and the adjustments we need to make, and let's fix where we've been hurting. Bobcats are in the locker room probably saying, keep doing what we're doing. Because if we can keep stopping Amani Morrell on the run, now granted, Amani Morrell, how many yards does that guy have tonight?
Let's go over it. Morrell's got 103 yards. He leads all teams in rushing. Of course, Flowers has 104 passing yards. Morrell has 103 rushing yards. Morrell also has 20 yards catching, so 20 yards receiving. So he's got 123 total yards on the night so far.
And that's more than the entire Madison team. So if you see those stats on a screen, you're probably thinking the score should be the other way around. And that's what I think is going to make a difference here. Bobcats are wanting to stop the Trojans, as they've done, where it's counted, which is in the red zone and at the goal line. And the Trojans have just got to figure out how we're going to get through. So that's what happens as we go into the second half.
Let's go over some more stats for first, the leading team. Madison Bobcats leading 7-3. We already mentioned Morrell leading all rushers. Let's talk about Madison's rushers. You got Brock Hammond, 38 yards total so far. Dredge, 5 yards. Dougherty, 8 yards. Dougherty in passing also has 66 yards. Flowers, we already mentioned him, 104 yards on the night. For Madison's receivers, you got 10, 13, and I never caught that long pass, that 43-yard pass that Dougherty connected with his receiver on this near side. But that was a 43-yarder for that receiver. For Rigby, 103 yards, we already mentioned. For Morrell, Flowers has 19 yards rushing. Flowers again 104 yards passing. And then receiving, you got Freeman with 46, Cannon Korth 39, and Morrell, we already mentioned, the 20. And then, of course, Nelson with the 9. So, again, interesting storyline. Rigby almost tripling the amount of yards on Rigby, but Madison leading the game 7-3 off of 2 quick plays to get in to the end zone. We'll take a quick break, recognize some more sponsors, and we'll be right back for maybe some scores from the Friday Night Flash here on IdahoSports.com.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Toyota. Let's go places.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Adam Hall. Bruce Richardson on the camera tonight, doing a great job.
I'm glad Bruce is here because if he wasn't, I'd have to run the camera, and I'm not good at running a camera.
Dude, you'd be doing a great job. Are you kidding? You got this. I believe.
Bruce, give me one of these right here, buddy. Thanks for being here. I should go buy him some fries.
Yeah, there's some hot fries there in Madison. It's a great, you got your soccer team, I heard. I think girls soccer, boys soccer, you got volleyball. They're all selling different food here at Madison, and supporting their groups is awesome. Let's do a Friday Night Flash round for 6A. Adam, some interesting scores so far. Owyhee leading Boise 15-9. Timberline out of Boise leading Centennial 21-7. Eagle leading Kuna 14-8. All three of those games in the second quarter. Of course, Madison Rigby 7-3 here at halftime. Capital leading Meridian 23-9. Rocky Mountain leading Middleton 20-3. All those games in the second, except for ours, about to start here the third quarter. And let's hit some 5A, an interesting game, as I'm one of the co-hosts of the East Idaho Prepcast on IdahoSports.com. We've been talking a lot about Century and Preston this week, 15-15 at the start of the third quarter. That is a big game. Many have been saying, Century, you're not real. We don't trust you. You haven't had a strong schedule. Century has been undefeated. And this was a big game to see, okay, is Century actually for real? They beat Teton last week, but that was still a 4A game. Century now playing a conference foe, 5A. Can they beat Preston? Preston's a good team. So far tied at halftime.
I love October because it really is. This is conference time now, right?
Yeah, man.
They're playing conference games. They really matter, and that's what both teams here at Madison Rigby. They understand. This is such a big game. The rivalry is big because everybody wants to win the rivalry, but that's nothing compared to where does that place you in the playoffs that are coming up here in a couple of weeks. And if Rigby wins, they take the automatic first seed. If the Bobcats win, it's going to be a little bit more for for the Trojans. So, okay, we're getting ready to start here.
And we mentioned this a few times in the first half. Madison receives the ball here at the second half, and it'll be a touchback in their end zone. And so Madison will take over at the 20-yard line. And again, except for those 2 long plays that set up that were the touchdown for Madison, they haven't really been able to drive the ball. Rigby's defense has held strong, except for that one possession in the second quarter. Let's see if Rigby's defense can continue and see what adjustments Madison made at halftime coming into this first possession of the second half.
Yeah, as they start on 1st and 10 here, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch the third down, or I'm sorry, the second half adjustments. That's one of my favorite things is what happens, because it really is a whole different ball game usually.
And it's going to be a handoff to Hammond, who has stood up after just getting back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10.
Hammond. I wish we knew what was going on with Summers, because Summers is a threat, and it's not we've heard his name and we've seen him out there on defense, but it's been the Hammond show tonight as running back, and he's definitely pushing forward and getting yardage for the Bobcats.
So 2nd and 10 for Hammond, as we're 30 seconds into this second half of ball, and October really is a great time. The weather starts getting a little bit colder here in Idaho, especially East Idaho, but it's conference time, it's rivalry time, and the playoffs are just around the corner, Adam.
Yeah, big games all night long, and here chasing them down. Oh,
Dougherty, the
dangerous.
sophomore, runs all the way to his end zone. He ends up throwing across field, and that is incomplete. 2 receivers were in the neighborhood. I think that was a 30-yard plus a few extra, maybe a 40-yard throw from Dougherty.
I was going to say he would have been on the Trojan 30-yard line if he would have went straight. Yeah, dodging tackle. Very impressive though to get out of that, because there was Trojans there coming after him from every angle. I mean, he had to throw it away, and he had a receiver. It's just kind of hard to get a throw like that. But here we go, third down stop for Rigby. Rigby would love to have a 3-and-out here.
This drive so far brought to you by the Rigby defense. Hammond went nowhere on the first down run. Dougherty had to throw it away on the second down.
Dougherty did go places on that run. He just didn't get any yards.
Yeah, 100% Dougherty in the backfield, empty backfield, 5 receivers, puts a man in motion. Takes the snap, looks at the screen, looks for his second option. It's a long throw to the far side, and that ball falls incomplete. No flags thrown, and Rigby gets a third down big stop.
Yeah, the Madison fans aren't happy, but I like that they're calling it the same way. I mean, that's about the same type of play that we were seeing Madison with good defense, and you said earlier the fans have got to boo. That's their job, right?
For sure.
But yeah, it great defense out there. It was a short pass, and so the guy had to come back in for it. But I don't know. I mean, that one could go either way.
There was an ineligible man downfield on that one, but the penalty is declined by Rigby, so that brings up 4th and 10 for the punter, Jackson Cordero.
Boy, that would have been a bummer to catch that and then have to bring it all the way back.
Cordero. Good snap. Cordero end over end punt, crosses the 50-yard line, and that ball is called for a fair catch by Mr. Freeman. And Rigby will start with good field position just on the left side of the 41-yard line. Red out for Madison, wide out for Rigby. Unity, go ahead, Adam.
Just real quick, becoming a power booster on IdahoSports.com. Great way for you and your business to be seen by tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, current and potential clients and customers. Best part, tax deductible. Email sales@IdahoSports.com, and 24 hours later, your business can be proudly seen on your favorite school's team schedules, rosters, and conference standings.
So run for Morrell, and that one is a 6-yard run.
Yeah, and again, it takes multiple Bobcats to bring down that running back. He just is big. His legs keep churning. You know, he got interviewed yesterday by local, I think it was Local News 80. He's the player of the week for for the news, and they got a chance to talk to him.
A low throw to Morrell falls incomplete, and Flowers wants that one back for sure as he puts his hands on his hips, looks down, and Morrell was open and had space on that screen throw to the outside, but incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Trojans, and I do like how that first down play was a run for Morrell.
I think you'll see it again here. 4 yards. Morrell's certainly capable of picking up 4 yards on a run.
Flowers takes the snap after 2 claps, and it'll be a throw. He's got his man open, and it's a sliding catch.
That's Q Kofe.
To the 20.
No, 12. I apologize. That's Golding.
Yeah, Golding just on this side of the 28-yard line. First down.
I saw the 2 and thought that. Oh, they're going to go quick.
Here's a run from Morrell looking for space. Can't find any, but he still gets 4 yards, almost 5.
That's what's crazy is it looked like I thought he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden they moved the marker 4 yards. He's a big boy, hard to bring down.
That Golding catch, that was like a 20-yard catch or so,
right?
I
didn't catch that. I should have looked and seen. Sorry, I didn't get the numbers on it, but I think that was about 20 yards.
We're going to call it 20 for Golding. Good pass from Flowers on the slant. As they go to the outside for a few more yards.
Maybe got one. Maybe just back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we'll bring up a third. Yeah, the 3rd and 6.
I don't think he got it. I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage, still on the 24-yard line.
So 3rd and manageable for this Morrell-led offense. We'll see what they do here as Morrell goes to the left side. He'll take it up the middle, looking for space, and I don't think he got it. Just 2 yards short from Morrell. Good stop there from the Madison defensive line and linebackers. Gets a couple yards and decision time for the Trojan offense. I assume they go for it, though.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, though, this is certainly within Jane's. He can kick it from there, but that's not an easy kick in high school.
38-yarder.
Yeah, not easy. And so I think with 3 yards with Amani Morrell, but they're not even going to have him in the backfield. They're going to go with a 4-receiver set.
So Flowers, empty backfield, puts Morrell in motion, and Morrell's going to now be on the left hip of Flowers. It's a fake pitch, and he goes up the middle of the right side, spins away from tackles, spins again.
Wow.
He's in.
Wow.
Touchdown, Flowers.
Spins out of 2 tackles, and just like that, Rigby is in the end zone for the first time of the game. And that is exactly what the Rigby Trojans needed to do on their first drive of the second half. But boy, that was all Flowers. He was on the 24. No, I'm sorry, the 22. So that's a 22-yard touchdown run.
As we await the extra point, Flowers spins out of 2 tackles twice to get in for the 22-yard touchdown rush.
And Janes kicks it through, so now it's a 3-point game with the Trojans on top.
Such an impressive young run from Flowers. Spinning out of 2 tackles to get in for 6.
Okay, so with the Rigby Trojans now in the lead, they're going to kick it off to the Bobcats. And I think the confidence builder here now really for the Rigby Trojans is another stop. Bobcats, I don't know if it's the Bobcats didn't do anything wrong on that last time. That was just Jacob Flowers, that 22-yard run or touchdown run. That was pretty impressive. And that's a pretty amazing kick for a high school kicker.
Yeah, it is, as number 34, Rigby is.
That's Janes.
The usual kicker, Janes. Good kick through the end zone. And we got to talk about that Flowers run. Yeah, that's a confident Moxie type run, right, where you're spinning twice. You know, you're hitting that Madden, that X button twice. You got to hit it twice to make the spin. So basically 4 times to get out of those tackles. A brilliant run from Flowers on that 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 play. Or was it 4?
I think it was 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 play, and Flowers, good stuff there. Now we have a Dougherty run for a gain of about 4. And Flowers just took the team on his shoulders and said, we're getting in. Watch this.
And that's and we said earlier that that's the threat that Rigby brings. You've got Amani Morrell, that's the big running back. You got Q Kofe, that's a great number 2. And you got Jacob Flowers, that you never know if he's going to throw it or run it. So the defense now got to figure that out. I don't know if they need to figure it out. They've been figuring it out for the whole first half. They just need to continue doing it. They led that one through. But Rigby on top by 3.
2nd and 6 with 7:46 to play in the 3rd quarter. Dougherty takes the snap. He'll throw to the outside. That ball falls incomplete. Too short for the intended receiver. I think that's number 6. Maybe not number 6. Maybe Brennan Dredge, number 5.
Yeah, I think it was 5. Just outside of reach. I think, that just needs to be up another foot, and that's a catch for right near the sticks.
So 3rd and 6 for Madison. And again, we talked about it during halftime. They haven't been able to sustain drives, and their touchdown came from 2 great plays, but they were just 2 quick plays.
From this exact spot, by the way, on the 24-yard line. It took them 2 plays.
We'll see if they have that magic once again. Dougherty, 3rd and 6. It's play action, rolls. Had a man open, but just short. Pass intended for number 6, Shawan Tavares. And Madison will have to punt this one away.
So that's Rigby's defense coming in now. 2 3-and-outs for the Rigby defense, and that's so now you've got the sideline fired up. You've got the fans fired up, and the Bobcats are kind of looking like, now what do we got to do to calibrate and get this update here to keep this going? Because now you got Cordero that's going to punt it away for the 2nd time after only 6 snaps.
And that ball takes almost a spiral.
Yeah.
And it doesn't end up taking a Madison bounce, and Rigby is gonna start with good field position on the Madison side of the 50. Let's recognize some power boosters helping us bring this game to you live and free here on IdahoSports.com.
Again, power boosters for the Madison Bobcats. We certainly want to thank and appreciate Flam Funeral Home, Grand Peaks Medical Pharmacy, Dental and Behavioral Health, Clubhouse Pediatric Dentistry, Pro Pete, The Roof Resource, Java Express, Taylor Chevrolet, and Teton Volkswagen. We certainly appreciate them and all that they do in support of being a power booster right here on Idaho Sports.
IdahoSports.com does a lot more than just broadcasting. Continue checking back to the website for updated scores, schedules, standings, polls, action photo galleries, and written content from every corner of the state. Rigby on the 49-yard line of Madison. Flowers pitches it to Morrell. He'll go to the outside looking for room, finds it, and again, breaking tackles, finally brought down by a gaggle of tacklers. It's a 6-yard run from Morrell.
Yeah, tack another 6 yards on for Morrell. One of the things that he said in his interview I wish I remembered who it was. I hate to tell. I think it was Local 8 News.
I think it was Local 8. I think you're right.
And they asked him, and he just said, I've just always been really good at seeing the holes. I can get there, and when I see it, and I got to give a lot of credit to my offensive line. They helped me out. And so he's very humble about it. He's not the guy that's like, I can just get through. He knows that he's got good blockers and he can get through.
Flowers puts Morrell in motion. It's going to be a throw to Morrell. That time it's right on the money. Morrell is going to be brought down, though, but not before getting the first down. Good pitch and catch.
Jackson Cordero on the shoestring tackle for the Bobcats. He probably, I don't know if he would have made it to the end zone, but he definitely saved another 10 yards for sure. And now the Trojans on the 36-yard line, looking at a 1st and 10. They've just been moving the sticks well. Honestly, it's when they get into the red zone that the Bobcats have really been stopping them.
A run up the middle once again for the Trojans.
That one
just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That one was Q Kofe. He's in now, giving Morrell just a little bit of a break. We got a Madison Bobcat down on the field, getting stretched out. Looks like he's okay, just cramping up a little bit. We'd rather see that than him not moving.
Yeah, 100%. And you like it when your teammate is stretching you out.
Yep.
Just the cramp. Hey,
Yeah.
join Idaho Sports Nation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can even watch prepcasts and get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more on IdahoSports.com. Every Monday night, if you want some East Idaho sports news, you can join myself and Sean Kane on the East Idaho Prepcast. And we're always trying to bring you the top stories from the 2 districts here in East Idaho, 5 and 6. We do everything from golf, swimming, and of course a little bit of football mixed in. And then next day, Tuesday night, you have the Gem State Game Day on IdahoSports.com, where they're talking about all the games from throughout the state, from 6A all the way to 3A, and you can hear what their insights are. Every week you have a few different host of characters, but it's always Brandon Bainey running the show there. So if you want pure football from this great state of Idaho, go to the Gem State Game Day on IdahoSports.com. Tuesday nights usually starts about 8 o'clock, and they go for an hour. But if you want only East Idaho top stories, hit us up, East Idaho Prepcast, Monday nights at 8:30. Sean Kane and myself, Joel Richardson, trying to bring you those good stories. Here's Rigby, a 2nd and 9 after that first down. They gave him a 1 yard. Thought they just got back to the line of scrimmage. Flowers puts a man in motion. It'll be a handoff to that B gap and really goes nowhere. That's going to bring up 3rd and long, so another good stop from the Madison defensive line.
And it's right about here in this side of the field that Madison has been putting on the brakes for the Trojans. So now the 3rd and manageable, but this is not a gimme for the Rigby Trojans. The Bobcat defense has definitely been holding that offensive line and holding that offense.
And one of the keys to that has been Cash Summers playing that inside linebacking role, which Coach Pancari loves. As Pancari, he was a former linebacker in his day. Big 3rd down opportunity for both teams.
Trip receivers up top.
It's going to be play action. Rolls to his right, he throws, that ball falls incomplete, and there's a flag. The first pass interference call of the night comes late in the 3rd quarter.
It was certainly pass interference. Now here's where high school's a little different.
Right. I'm waiting for this. Yes.
Why don't you explain it? Because you're going to explain it better than I will.
Well, I was going to. Well, no, I don't know if I was going to explain the high school, but that ball was probably uncatchable. So do you call that pass interference?
Yes. Well, and in high school, it doesn't matter if it's uncatchable.
It's still PI.
It's pass interference no matter what. And this crowd is not happy about it. But in high school football, that now in college and NFL, that is not the case.
Right.
If it's uncatchable, it doesn't matter. But in high school, if that ball is out of the way and there's a receiver in the area and they're blocking him from getting there, which absolutely happened, that is going to be a flag every single time. So it's the right call. Fans don't like it, but it's a 15-yard penalty, and now, well, it's actually at the spot of the foul, isn't it?
Right.
So it takes him to the 19, so now 1st and 10.
Great explanations from Adam Hall, the PA guy for Rigby. We told Adam, if you're going to do the game, Adam, you got to be neutral. And Adam, man, you've been doing a pretty good job tonight, dude.
I've really tried.
Here's a run from Morrell, and again, always takes a few tacklers to bring him down. And when you think, you probably didn't get much, you still got a couple yards.
Yeah. I'm just happy to be up here with you, Joel. Now we're clear up here on the very top of the Madison press box, out in the elements. We thought we were going to get rained on. I brought my canopy to bring up here. We were going to be all decked out. I was going to bring my buddy heater, and we were going to stay nice and toasty. But it has actually been pretty nice.
Yeah, just in the last 15, 20 minutes, the wind has picked up a little bit, which is normal here for Rexburg. The famous Rexburg wind.
Yeah.
And part of that East Idaho windy weather that we tend to get in the colder months. A run from Morrell, following his blockers. He keeps his legs churning and finally is brought down. A few more yards for the big back.
And I'll tell you what, if you want to kick a 60-yard field goal into this southeast Idaho wind,
this is the night.
This is the direction you want to go, because, boy, that flag is flying pretty hard over there in the corner of the field.
Another third down opportunity for Madison to see if they can get a stop. Can Rigby punch another one in? Flowers takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Morrell. Morrell almost gets past the first down mark untouched and tripped up just inside the 5-yard line.
I think that's another 8 yards for Morrell. And, you know, somebody saved a touchdown, that's for sure, because, they go fast. Morrell's on it. He gets into the 1-yard line. I saw you looking down, so I went ahead and took the play on that one for you, Joel.
You're good, but you know what? It was a 4-yard run.
It was, after they went real quick just trying to get it going. They're at the 1-yard line now, so it's 2nd and goal. Ball's on the 1.
And I like that they gave it to Morrell. You know, he's been churning out the yards on this drive. Let's go fast and let's maybe knock one more in. Knock a touchdown in and get Morrell his first touchdown of the night.
And he certainly wants one against this Madison defense, especially after they've kind of been able to shut him down in that first half. So I think you're going to see Morrell punch this. Well, get the ball. Whether he can punch it through is different. He does get the ball, and he gets right through.
And there it is. Touchdown. Morrell, the 1-yard keep for Morrell. And that's the second touchdown of the second half for Rigby.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns. So you can definitely see they've made some adjustments. I mean, they didn't have a score in the entire, well, they had a field goal, but they didn't have a touchdown in the entire first or second quarter. And now here they come out, and with still just under 3 minutes to play, the Rigby Trojans put 2 touchdowns on, and Jane's coming out with an opportunity to make and to put an extra point on. Janes is a good kicker. It's fun to watch him.
The snap is a little high, and Janes kicks it right, but still kicks it in.
And just like that, the Trojans have a 2-possession lead with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter. So we're gonna have a kickoff from the Trojans, but we talked about this, Joel. It's almost like we called it, right? What does Rigby got to do? They've got to make some adjustments to get that, but what has not happened for Madison is whether Madison's let up a little bit or whether Madison hasn't been able to answer what Rigby's changed, one way or another, Rigby's starting to push into the end zone, and that's what Rigby needed.
Yep.
It's not over, though, yet. I mean, there's still a lot of football to play here.
Yeah, only a 14-point lead for Rigby. Can easily be erased by a quick strike from Madison. We've also, one of the adjustments we've seen from Rigby is put, I want to say, one more in the box, one more hand down, and giving Morrell and Flowers space to run, and then Flowers time to throw.
Absolutely.
So with 2:44 to play, score is 17-7.
Oh, wow.
And it's a squib.
Oh, wow.
All the way taken at about the 2-yard line. They're going to take it out. Here's Hammond. That's actually a good return from Hammond. Gets all the way to the 21-yard line.
So better than going in the end zone. That would have brought him to the 20. So they get an extra yard. There's a Madison player down, but he jumps right up. He's okay. Oh, no, he's still down. So they're going to take a look at a Madison player. And we're going to talk about some power boosters, Joel. The Rigby Trojan power boosters, we certainly appreciate them. They include FiberCom, Java Express, Anytime Fitness, Brightside Dental, Eckersell Memorial Chapel, Idaho Drug, MVP Rentals, Pro Pete, The Roof Resource, Bellhaven Real Estate, and Teton Volkswagen. We can't thank them enough for all that they do for being a power booster. You can be a power booster, too. How do you do it, Joel? They just give us money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom.
And every time when we're looking at scores, stats, schedules on IdahoSports.com, if you let's say you're looking at Madison, you want to know who they're playing next week, you'll see those power boosters. So your company can be right there on Madison's schedule for an entire year. Just reach out to sales@IdahoSports.com, and they'll get you taken care of, and you can help us bring this game to the fans throughout Idaho and throughout the world on IdahoSports.com. Madison find themselves down by 10, 17-7. Nice first down run, breaking tackles and carrying a few tacklers with him.
Jaden Belknap finally able to bring him down. Who was the carrier on that? Was that Hammond again? big run for the Bobcats.
Yeah, that was Mr. Brock Hammond once again.
22 yards.
22-yarder.
Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong stick. Let's see, 22, 32. That's going to be 15 yards. 15-yard run.
Felt bad, we're taking 7 yards away from him.
I know.
Such
Well,
a
he'll
good
get
run.
it back. He'll get it back.
First and 10 for Hammond. They will give it back to him, and he'll get a couple yards on that first down carry.
I just got a text from my wife, Joel, that said, "You guys sound great. You're doing good." And tell Joel hi.
Oh, man.
So shout out to my wonderful wife, Amber. I hope she's listening still. She's in Maine right now.
Oh, man, yeah, if she's listening, she really does love you, Adam.
She must.
2-hour difference. It's 10:38 out there in Maine. What's in Maine?
Well, the Rigby High School Photography Club went is taking a trip to Maine. So they took about 50 students and a bunch of oh, sorry, I'm watching the play.
No, you're good. High snap for Dougherty. We'll have to find out more about why the Rigby photography team, that ball falls incomplete. But Rigby photography team out there in Maine.
Yeah, Amber went to just be one of the leaders there and one of the teachers and help. What's it called when you go there?
You could call it a study abroad or a little a class trip.
Yeah, they just did a class trip though. They went to Alaska last year, and this year the photography class is going to Maine. They're just doing a bunch of photography and having a good time. But Mr. Feek, he's the guy that runs the whole video club that takes care of us when we are up in the booth at Rigby. That's running the YouTube.
Does a great job. We got a chance to work with you guys on the Coeur d'Alene Rigby game, and Idaho Sports and Rigby did a little partnership there. And it was a great experience. And those students, man, they do great work. 3rd and 8 for Madison. They're going to need some great work here from Dougherty, the sophomore quarterback. He'll take it. He has space. He slides. He's going to be short on the slide, I believe. They're going to give him the spot.
They gave him a spot. I think we'll see where it's at. They're going to give it to him, but he definitely slid about a yard or two.
They are going to give him the first down. I thought when he slid, it was a little bit short. But Dougherty gets the first down on the slide. Rigby fans don't like it. They saw what we saw.
It definitely was easy to see that. And it's because he slides forward. It's where the ball's at when he starts to slide. So it's not where his feet or his knee hits the ground. It's where he starts to slide, and if the ball is that. And when you're 6 feet tall and you're sliding feet first, that's 2 yards. That, if my math is correct, there's 3 feet in a yard. All right, here we go.
Here's a long shot, and that ball is completed, almost picked off.
They're still fighting for
it.
They're still fighting for it, but the tie will go to the receiver.
Baden Wheeler, massive throw to the 5'11", 170 senior, and that was the same player who received that 43-yarder in the first quarter. We finally got it back.
So he's got 2 plays with some pretty good yardage. Cannon Korth was right there. I mean, both the players had their hands on the ball, but it's definitely going to be Bobcats that come up with it and get the first down in Trojan territory.
By the way, remember that word we couldn't think of? Your wife is helping out the students out there in Maine. Chaperone.
Chaperone.
There you go.
I went to Rigby.
You know what? Hey, no, guess who had to tell me that? My brother who's listening out in California.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to shout out the Californians.
Yes. Thank you,
who
California.
Are helping us with the hard words tonight.
So
Chaperone.
I'm not sure what happened. We're just talking and having a good time, and they just moved the ball forward a bunch of yards. So it's a Madison first down with a penalty against Rigby, but I don't know why, and none of the fans know why, and they didn't say what it was.
I'm guessing with that you got a unsportsmanlike, but that's 15, so not sure. Another good run from Hammond.
Maybe it could have been about 15 yards where it's at now, because that would have been the 35.
I'm going to say unsportsmanlike conduct. Maybe it was the players were jostling, maybe words were shared, something like that, but man, you give up a long throw. I mean, give up is kind of tough because they were both jostling for that ball, and then a 15-yarder. And Madison now inside the 20 with a chance to punch one in and decrease the score. But with that, we're going to go into the fourth quarter, 17-7. Rigby hanging on to a 10-point lead, but Madison on the door. We will take a quick break and be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks. Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Adam Hall. Shirts are flying.
Oh man, we
almost got up here.
To get up here, you got to get a mile. Here's the pitch.
Here's the quick pitch to the outside. Can he get to the end zone? He turns the corner. He's hit hard. Touchdown, Madison.
And Brock Hammond with a, I think they were at the 12. Because they had about three yards to go, I think. So a 12-yard touchdown run for Hammond, and now Madison putting it within a possession.
So Madison at the start of the fourth quarter, 6 seconds into the fourth, 11:54 to play before the end of this one. Hammond punches in a 12-yard touchdown run.
So everybody's pointing at everybody on this call. We're going to figure out if this is a false start or encroachment here.
And that's going to be a false start against Madison, because that's an interesting moment there. If it's against Rigby, you maybe go for it for Madison and get within 2. A field goal wins the game.
Absolutely.
But in this case, Madison is called for the false start, and they will continue with the extra point, trying to make it a 3-point deficit.
And number 47 is their kicker, Brayson Stoddard. And at halftime, I don't know if you noticed, Joel, he was kicking field goals from the 45-yard line. So
and fans were cheering for him,
right?
My
goodness. This is not that big of a deal for him to kick it now and boot it from the 15. Oh, he missed it, though.
And he fires it in, and it is no good.
Man, I just
That's called broadcaster's curse.
I am so sorry to the Madison kicker. Wow. But, yeah, so that's going to be a missed extra point, and the Trojans on top by 4. It'll be Bobcats kicking it away to Rigby, though. It only took 6 seconds for them to get that touchdown in the fourth quarter, Joel. So we still got a lot of football here, a whole quarter to go. I'm getting texts like crazy. Everybody's saying chaperone, chaperone, and now giving me smiley faces that I'm a. So now I'm never going to live this one down.
What? You know what?
We're focused on a game here. I don't have time to try to remember what my wife's doing in Maine.
It was the least we could do to shout out your wife in Maine doing something or something.
It's my mom now, too. So now, Mom, thanks a lot for calling me out.
Aren't moms supposed to be like your biggest, cheerleader, your biggest supporter?
She did say you're doing a great job. This is my first time technically with Idaho Sports. Last time I was just on with you guys in the booth up in Rigby. So I'm just having a great time to be here. So
well, it's been great to have you so far, Adam. We'll see about what their next 11:54 is like. As long as we mostly get our words right, I think we're going to be okay. We might have to have you back.
As long as I can keep it to football terminology, I think I can keep it pretty good. I don't need. When else are we going to say chaperone in a football game broadcast?
We should mix it in. That's our challenge. Towards the last 11:54 in this game, we got to find a way to mix in chaperone. Here's an onside kick from Madison. The ball.
He got it!
Oh my Madison!
Goodness.
Massive play from the special teams.
And he's got a cramp too. He jumped so high he got a cramp. What an amazing onside kick. That was perfect. When people do onside kicks, that is the onside kick you dream of. That bounce was flawless. And it's number 88 that got it.
That's the tight end.
Is that Brom Thompson?
Yeah, it's Brom Thompson.
Oh,
we
man.
called his name a few times tonight, mostly on one 10-yard catch and an attempt as well. One of the interesting things about onside kicks for for high school football is as soon as that ball bounces in the air, and they're talking about it right now. We saw this with Hillcrest and Skyline.
Okay.
In high school football, when that ball bounces in the air, it becomes a dead ball. It's the returner's ball because it's a dangerous play.
Right.
However, on this one, I think they're going to still give it to Madison because it kind of hit the ground first. There were a few bounces before it bounced up, and I think that means they're going to keep it with Madison ball.
Well, and that's what I think. That's why I say that's the perfect hit, because you want it to roll a couple times and then get a funky bounce.
Exactly.
And so because it hit the ground once, twice, and then the third one it went high, it just throws the whole receiving team off. They just don't know what to do. So now here Madison in Rigby territory.
Outside run from Hammond. He's breaking tackles. He's breaking more tackles. He gets the 30-yard line, carrying 2 tacklers. Finally is brought down at the 21-yard line. Hammond, a massive run. 30-yard run from Hammond, we'll call it.
30. If you want it to be exact, it's 27.
27. That's better.
I'll get. Not that I want to take away 3 yards, but that's the exact number. 48 to the 21. Yeah, what a great play. Now, here's another interesting thing. Remind me onside kick in high school here in just a little bit. Let's watch this one.
Hammond takes the run, this time to the left side, and Hammond's been very productive this entire game, especially this drive and, frankly, the second half. Hammond has been the bell cow for this backfield and this offense.
Yep, Ethan Hickman able to get the tackle on that. So they don't, correct me if I'm wrong, Joel, but in high school, you don't have to tell them you're going to do an onside kick.
No.
In NFL, you got to declare.
In college, you don't either.
In college, you don't. But so they can get up there, and I don't think Rigby was expecting that. So
you and I weren't.
It just happened, and
we were talking about chaperones and all kinds of stuff.
We were in Maine.
Shout out to Maine. Dougherty with Hammond in the backfield. He'll fake the handoff. He'll be play action, looking for options. He's got a ton of pressure. He gets the ball off. That's caught, completed inside the 10. That is who else but Brom Thompson.
Brom Thompson, that one was at the 20, I think it was at the 18-yard line, so 18 to the 10, so that's an 8-yard catch, but a first down, so 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. And now the Bobcats knocking on the door, ready to take the lead against this Trojan defense.
What a change of momentum in this game. Rigby was up 17.
It was 17-7.
Up 10. Madison gets a touchdown. They missed the extra point, but Madison is now knocking on the door. Now, when this field gets short, will Madison now have a hard time punching one in as Rigby has throughout this night? Dougherty hard snaps and looks like, did he get encroachment?
I think so. I think they got, they're pointing at Rigby, but Rigby's pointing at Madison. Let's just see the call.
Well, when unless they actually touch or cross that line, they can pull back, and that's going to be a false start against Madison. Madison, if they would have stayed down, I think they would have been called against Rigby. But Madison moved after Rigby did. They don't call an encroachment, instead false start, and that's 5 yards back for Madison. First and now 15, 1st and goal for Madison. And maybe we talk about short field, maybe that's not so bad for this offense. They have a little bit more room to work.
Yeah.
Dougherty has power left. Bit of a jumbo package with 2 receivers. It's going to be a throw play. Dougherty fakes. He now goes long. He's got a man open. They're calling it incomplete.
My goodness.
A great catch, but better defense from the Rigby DBs.
And that was Q Kofe on the defensive stop there, getting his hands up there, because that was a great pass, but just better defended by Q Kofe.
Baden Wheeler was the intended receiver, and Wheeler, I think, had his hands on it, but Q Kofe did enough to knock it out and knock him out of bounds before he could bring that one down.
I think that was as good of a touchdown as it could have been, other than just Q Kofe punched it out.
Yep.
It was in his hands.
10:29 to play. 2nd and 15 for Madison. 4 wide to the outside. One at the bottom of your screen.
Got to get to the touchdown.
Dougherty, empty backfield. It'll be a screen play. This is Hammond. Dancing, moving, and gets about 5 yards.
And he's got some hops. I really want to know if he's just, I mean, now granted, we talked already that Madison had a bye week. I wonder if Hammond was just showing some good stuff in practices over the last 2 weeks while they haven't had a game. You know, that's one thing that that Coach Gonzalez said. We don't know. We haven't been able to watch Madison play for 2 weeks. So we don't know if they're going to come out with some new stuff. And they were all anticipating Shippen to be, is it Shippen? Cash Shippen?
Summers.
Cash Summers,
yeah.
to be their number one running back. And it has been Brock Hammond here tonight for Madison.
Another 4 wide on the top of your screen. The sophomore quarterback slings it to the end zone. It's a touchdown to Brom Thompson.
Yep, 10-yard touchdown pass for Brom Thompson. And the Bobcats take the lead. And this is a rivalry game for the ages. It's fun to watch.
With 9:36 to play in the fourth quarter, Thompson hauls in a 10-yard touchdown catch from Dougherty. Brings our score to 19-17 PAT pending for Madison. That kick is blocked.
Another blocked one. Or not blocked, but just another missed one.
I want to say someone got a finger on it as the snap was a little bit wobbled. So only a 2-point lead for Madison, but they still strike.
Yeah.
19-17 Madison leads.
That's 12 points in the last 2 possessions for them. They missed both the extra points. And now you wonder, I mean, Rigby's going to be a little bit more aware of an onside. I don't think they're going to do it twice. That would be, to get it once is pretty rough odds. But they got it. To get it twice in a row. So I think they're going to boot this one away. But now Rigby's got, they're behind.
By the way, I love that play call from Madison. It was the same formation on their right side. The sophomore fakes right as if he's going back to that screen and hits Thompson on the screen, or on the slant, excuse me, and Thompson is in for 6. Madison has been cooking with gas in this fourth quarter. 2 touchdowns from Madison, but like you talked about, 2 missed PATs could come back to haunt them late in this game.
Yeah, interesting as we go back to that play, just like you said, that 4-receiver set, it forces man-to-man coverage down there with Brom Thompson. And a big tight end is going to outwin most of the time.
Yeah, 6'2", 180 for the junior tight end. You got a sophomore quarterback, junior tight end. A lot of players came back from Madison to play their senior year, but there's still a host of younger players that are going to be good for Madison in years to come. It's another onside kick, but this time it's recovered. Rigby was ready for it.
I'm shocked, but you know what? In a game like this, if you don't take chances, you don't win sometimes.
That was Arthur Oliveira on the reception for Rigby on the special teams. Go ahead, Adam.
That's just like I said. It's hard to get an onside kick, but I'll tell you what, they almost got 2 of them. That was.
About a month ago, I was at the Hillcrest Skyline game broadcasting that one for Idaho Sports, and Skyline had 2 onside kicks in a row. You later come to find out they really were not legal. They should have been called back, but still, they were called fair, and that's how the game goes. But 2 onside kicks in a row, almost had 3, and they almost stole that game from Hillcrest. Hillcrest ended up winning that one, but onside kicks alive and well here in East Idaho. A run from Jackson Flowers. Gets second level, another spin, trying to spin again, but finally brought down after a 3-yard run.
And Jacob Flowers is, he's having quite the game himself. I mean, that was a 3-yard run, but now Rigby's got to take a step back and say, okay, we just gave them 2 back-to-back possessions. The offense didn't. It wasn't that the offense got stopped and they got back-to-back. They got a touchdown and they got an onside kick. And the defense has been out there a long time. This is the first time Jacob Flowers has been back on the field for a while.
Morrell tries a little spin, tries to show Flowers what he's got. Morrell with a few more yards. That's going to bring up a 3rd and manageable for Rigby. now on the 42-yard line with 8:46 and counting to play in this one. And Rigby would love to have a collected, calm drive, drawn out, that milks the clock and finishes the game with either a field goal or a touchdown. But still plenty of time on the clock. 19-17, 8:27 to play.
And the Madison offense looking good, so now Rigby's got to put this in.
Flowers runs. He gets second level. He'll get the first down. Good 5-6 yard run from Flowers all the way to the 36-yard line.
8:13 is on the clock in the game. And with a score of 19-17, kind of weird to end or to go into overtime. Look at that.
Morrell carrying tacklers, 11-yard run from Morrell, and he'll get another first down for Rigby.
And that is the Rigby recipe for success. Push it forward, push it forward. I think that where they have been successful in the second half, now granted they've had 2 possessions where they haven't been able to do it, but where they've been successful is the offensive line has been protecting Flowers a little bit more.
Another Morello run, this time to the right side. He's breaking tackles and just gets shoestringed at the 20-yard line, we'll call it. And they're inside the red zone on this side for the first time since the first half.
Cash Summers, we're still calling Cash Summers a lot. It's just different than what we thought we'd be calling Cash Summers. But that was certainly most likely a touchdown-saving tackle.
Morrell gets a great push and great hold from his offensive line on that run. 10 more yards for Morrell. Morrell has easily surpassed 100. Can he get to 100 before the end of this game?
Picks up another 5. So now they're inside their 10-yard line. They can still get a first down. It's 2nd and 5. They got to get to the 5-yard line to get a first down. Under the 7-minute mark.
Morrell has 20 carries. In the first half, he had 103 rushing yards, on his way to 200. We'll see how close he can get. Flowers in the backfield by himself. He's got 3 receivers at the bottom. Puts a man in motion. That's Morrell. Morrell now on the left hip. It's going to be a fake toss, but Flowers will keep it himself. Gets the outside, breaking tackles, scooting his way. Gets to about the 3-yard line. Great run from Flowers, but better blocking from the line and the receivers.
And that's what they were probably wanting to do and adjust, is get some blocks going so that they can get through. Because Madison's defense has really been holding them for the majority of that whole first half, and now Rigby's come out. But we're seeing a much different game, aren't we, here in this second half?
Flowers, a 7-yard run. It's 1st and goal on the 3-yard line. Flowers hands off to Morrell. Morrell is in for 6. Touchdown, Amani Morrell. Rigby player down.
We have certainly had our share of back and forth in this game. Let's see if we can see who's got that down there. Hard to see with everybody blocking.
And if you're a Rigby fan, you hope it's not Morrell.
It's certainly not Morrell because it's not a 1.
I saw Morrell go back to, I thought I saw him, I should say, go back to the huddle after the touchdown. But not sure for sure. But a touchdown nonetheless, a 3-yard touchdown run for Amani Morrell with 6:07 to play in the fourth quarter. And number 85 is the injured player,
Jackson Nelson,
on the field.
He's walking off on his own, so it's always good to see. Bunch of lead changes. Rigby first, then Madison, then Rigby goes up 10, then Madison takes the lead, and now Rigby takes the lead again. We wanted a good game, Joel, and we're getting a good game.
Yeah, 100%.
The fans are getting their money's worth here with 6 minutes to play in the game.
23-19 extra point pending. Would make it a 5-point lead. Question time, though. Does Rigby go for 2?
Going for 2. I mean, if you go, you're up 4 right now, so going for 2 would put you up only 6.
So really doesn't matter.
But it looks like that's the plan. And I think maybe the idea is we might as well go up 6 because being up 4 doesn't do us much good.
Exactly, so might as well go for the 2-point conversion.
Oh.
A little toss in the middle,
Not gonna
and
get
it is incomplete. No good on the 2-point conversion, so the score remains 23-19. Clinging on to a 4-point lead are the Rigby Trojans.
Yeah. So either way, now look at the difference between those 2 missed extra points. It would be 22-23 right now, and that's huge.
It would be 23-20, 23-21, right? Madison
would be that's what I meant.
Would be down 2.
So a field goal would win
the
game. And with 6 minutes left to play, and a field goal kicker like number 47, again that is Brayson Stoddard, certainly something to be concerned about. But yeah, I think you're right. Rigby goes for 2 because they've got to get a touchdown to take the lead anyways. And so if they don't get it, they got to get a touchdown. If they do get it, they got to get a touchdown. But if they do get it, at least now it's 2 field goals, I guess. So here comes Madison to receive the kickoff from the Trojans. You think the Rigby Trojans are going to say, we can do it too? I don't think so. But hey, what do I know in a rivalry game?
Yeah, that's why you play the game, and that's why you do the plays. And it's going to be a long end-over-end kick.
Into the wind.
Fielded at the 7-yard line. This is Hammond once again. Again, the bellback for this Madison offense. That was the number 32. Yes, Brock Hammond. You mentioned the kicker, Brayson Stoddard. You know, he can kick 54-yarders. Guess who can also kick 54-yarders? His little brother, who kicks for the JV team. He can also do 54-yarders. So you got a little, anything you can do, I can do better kind of game going on with the Stoddard family.
You know, it's always fun when you got family that's coming up behind you. We had that with Flowers. I mean, Flowers had his brother was the quarterback a few years back, and so now Jacob comes up and is the QB. But it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch siblings keep coming up and just doing great.
The sophomore quarterback, he unloads. That ball is completed. Plenty of space. As the soft zone is broken. Pass completed to number 13, Baden Wheeler. Been a major target for Doherty tonight.
The wind kicking up a little bit more, it seems like, as the game continues to wind down. Our papers are just flying all over. We're doing everything we can to keep them on the table taped down here.
Doherty, a great throw to Wheeler. And that is a dangerous snap, and the ball is loose. And I think that's Rigby ball.
So
the first turnover of the game goes to Rigby Trojans as the ball was snapped. Doherty fumbled the snap. Ball falls forward, and Rigby falls on it.
I almost said, literally the play before this, we have not had a single turnover.
Clean
game. I'm glad I didn't, because then that would have been 2 times I would have had to go against Madison. So I thought it. I didn't say it. But there is, nonetheless, the turnover. The Trojans capitalize, and now they've got a chance to go ahead 2 possessions as they go through. Now, well, I mean, they got to get the 6 points, which would put them up to 20. That put them up 10. That puts them up 11, doesn't it, if they get the touchdown plus the extra, the PAT, which is exactly what they'd want to do.
Field goal puts them up 7. That's exactly right. And a touchdown gives them a 2-possession lead. Rigby capitalizes on the first turnover of the ball game. 5:25 to play in this one. Amani Morrell handles the ball. Looks like he may have fumbled it just slightly, but I'm able to corral it, and no problem, gets a gain of 6.
I am sure that the coaches on that sideline are saying, hold on to that ball for your life. We are not going to fumble this ball. Now, time is certainly on the Trojan side right now. Up by 4. The clock winds down. They are not in any hurry to get down the field here. So they're going to waste as much time as they can and just take it nice and easy as long as they can keep punching forward first downs.
A brutal turn of events for Madison as they fumble the football after driving pretty well on the second play of their drive. It was a good return and then a good first play followed by the fumble on the second play.
Another 5 yards for Morrell.
And now Rigby football in Madison territory.
Morrell,
Rigby player comes up a little hobbled.
I think it's Morrell limping. Yeah, that's not great for Rigby. I mean, he's walking off, but he certainly is down. He's going down too.
That's Morrell's 22nd carry.
They're going to
take 5-yard carry on his 22nd carry of the night, and he goes down with 4:27 to play in the fourth. We'll recognize some commercials. We'll be right back. You're watching the East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
I love Lookout's campus branch. The vibe and the service. But with digital banking, it all comes to me. My customizable dashboard provides all my information. Accounts, cards.
Anything else?
I'm good. Bill pay, even my credit score. Gotta go. I mean, you gotta go download this app and upload convenience today.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Adam Hall. 4:18 and counting to play before the end of this one. Rigby leading 23-19, holding on to a 4-point lead.
Now, both teams have 3 timeouts, so that is definitely a factor, but 4 minutes, and the Trojans wanting to waste some time.
1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. Flowers.
Oh, upended is Q Kofe.
Hands it off to Kofe, and Kofe almost flips over the pile.
I thought he was going to roll over his back and land on his feet and just keep going.
A gain of 2 for Kofe.
That might be the hardest 2 yards he's gotten in a while.
You know, throughout the night I've said Jackson Flowers a few times, Jacob Flowers. But, you know, Flowers, Jacob, Jackson. This Flowers quarterback has been playing awesome this season.
The only person you're really ticking off with that, Joel, is his mom, and she's over there on the stands not listening to us. So.
Well, you know, maybe you can buy this game, right? After it's over, you can buy this game $5-10, and you can have it the rest of your life. Show your great-grandkids, show your nephews and nieces, look how good I was, and look at this silly commentator calling me Jackson for half the game. Jacob Flowers takes up the middle himself, fighting for yards, and he might get a couple on that rush.
And I think you're going to probably
and
see
this is a timeout called by Madison. Exactly right, Adam. Madison calls their first timeout of the half.
With the 3rd down and manageable, 3rd down and medium, certainly not an easy one to get right here for the Trojans. But Joel, do you have what it takes to be a power booster for your school on IdahoSports.com? Power boosters are a great way for you and your business to be seen by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of current and potential clients and customers. And the best part, 100% tax deductible. Email sales@IdahoSports.com. Find out more about how you can become a power booster on IdahoSports.com. You know, I was on IdahoSports.com today. There's a lot of awesome people that like to sponsor and get their name out there. And I was talking to somebody the other day that said, check Idaho Sports. You want to know the scores? Check Idaho Sports. And Idaho Sports has done a really great job. So if you want to get out there, be a power booster, easy way to get your name out there.
IdahoSports.com tries to do their very best to recognize all these kids, teams, and hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands eyeballs on the IdahoSports.com page day in, day out. Get your company on your favorite team or a number of teams, and sales and your reputation will definitely increase. Rigby hoping to continue their positive reputation in terms of wins, as with 3:03 to play before this game is over. It's a 3rd and 6. Flowers rolls to his left, looking downfield. He's got a man open. Its pass is completed. Slides in. He's safe.
It's Freeman.
And Freeman gets the first down catch.
And that is a big play for Rigby because they'll move the chains and run the clock. They stop the clock to get the chains moved. Fans are rolling their arms. Move the clock, there it goes. So 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the game. And Rigby, okay, I'm trying to do the math in my head here. There's still 2 timeouts for the Bobcats. They don't want to take it on a 1st and 10. But I'll tell you what, Rigby gets one more first down, and that'll probably do it.
And Rigby would love to punch one more in, increasing their lead, holding on to a 4-point lead, 2:22 and counting. Madison fans really need this ball back. Can the players make it happen? This is Morrell now, bounces to the outside, trying to fight off tacklers. He does, but shoestringed at the 15-yard line.
Who else than Cash Summers?
And Morrell comes up hobbled once again.
Yeah, I think, you know, he wants to get this game. He doesn't want to be done, but he is certainly limping here. They're going to stop the clock.
Another timeout called by Madison. So a 4-yard run from Amani Morrell, even with
and he's got
the hobbled foot.
He's got 2 players helping him off the field. I think, you know, I just don't know if I risk it with Morrell. I mean, they've got options, but I don't know. I think Morrell's probably looking at Coach saying, "I don't care, Coach.
It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
This is the conference title. I'm playing."
This is where it counts, and if there's a time I need to play, it's right now. But
under 2 minutes to play in this one, 23-19. Quick game reset in this second half. It's been back and forth. Flowers, Morrell from Rigby, and then from Madison. It's been Hammond and Thompson, and then finally to put them up 23-19. It's Amani Morrell with the 2-yard touchdown play, rush, and 23-19. Monsters Inc. We got a 23-19. That's not a good thing. 23-19 is when you've been touched by a human sock.
That's exactly right. There has something else to do with 23-19. That like is a reference of another Disney movie I saw or something. Can't remember what it is though.
At least it's not 6-7.
Yeah, I'm so sick of 6-7. I can't even stand it.
Under 2 minutes to play. Flowers hands off. This is Morrell. Bulldozes his way for a yard.
And another timeout. That's going to be the last timeout.
This is Madison's last timeout. Exactly right. With 1:54 to play in the fourth quarter.
Morrell is at least walking on his own this time without needing help, but I agree. He certainly is slow to get off the field.
It is Ginger for sure. Which, if you're a Rigby fan, you're hoping for a deep postseason run, and if it's going to be deep, it's going to be because of Mr. Amani Morrell. So you're hoping that he can heal up quickly before the postseason play starts.
What do we got going on for these two teams coming up, Joel? What does Madison have in their schedule? I know they play Thunder Ridge. I just don't know if it's next week as you pull that up. I know that Rigby is going to take on Hillcrest next week.
Yeah, so Madison has Minico next week and then Highland to end the season. So one more conference game, and that will do it for Madison's season. Minico, Highland, and then for Rigby, of course, Madison tonight, and then Hillcrest and Thunder Ridge. So Thunder Ridge is your last conference game. So both teams play a non-conference game before they finish off their conference slate and the season.
And honestly, if Rigby can put this one away, Thunder Ridge doesn't matter to them. I mean, obviously it matters because they want to win, but this is a big stop for the Madison Bobcats. They need this if they want to turn this field around. So third down right here for Rigby.
And 5 yards to go. Flowers, Jacob Flowers, that is, takes it himself, and he's hammered at the line, and he will. He got a favorable spot from the far line judge.
Yeah,
we'll see what they give him here.
It's right at the marker, one way or another, and one official saying no, one official saying yes. The main guy says,
and it's going to be an official timeout.
I think they're going to measure it.
It's time to bring out the chain game, Adam.
Well, why not in a rivalry matchup? For crying out loud.
Might as well, that chain gang, they've just been moving up and on the field. It's time for them to come wide, come horizontal for the first time tonight.
Oh, they're saying no, inches. They're going to run the clock.
Okay, so
and
it's
they're going to say fourth and inches. So this is Madison's last chance.
This is the play for the Madison defense, and if you're Rigby, this is your chance to seal the victory. 1:08 and counting to play.
Look at all these students down here saying, "Get loud." And this Madison crowd, it's a good turnout. They've got some loud. I think Rigby's going to take it all the way down to a timeout. They'll go as far as they can, and there it is, which puts how much on the clock? That
53 seconds.
That poll's right in my way, so I can't see the time. I could see the 5, but not the 3.
53 seconds to play. Good call from the Rigby coaching staff. 23-19, Rigby hanging on to the 4-point lead. All the Madison's timeouts have been used. Rigby has, I want to say, 2 more timeouts.
Yep. It shows on the board 2, whether that's accurate. I'm pretty sure it is.
I wasn't sure if they'd already taken 1 in this second half. I don't think they have, so 2 timeouts remaining for Rigby.
Which they don't want to use them now, and once they get through this, I think they're going to call it a day if they can get 2 inches. I mean, it is right there at the marker. If you look over there on the far sideline, the 4-down marker and the 1st down marker are literally right there within inches. So this is a big-time defensive play for the Madison Bobcats. If they get it, they take over, and they'll have plenty of time. I mean, it's not a lot of time, but 53 seconds is plenty of time, Joel, to get some passes down the field. I mean, for crying out loud, it only took them 2 plays to get 80 yards a few earlier in the game.
Amani Morrell with 175 yards is in for this play. It could be the play to seal the victory. It could be the play to give Madison their last breath of hope. It's a bunch formation through the middle. Flowers will take it himself, and he's in for those inches and then a few more.
And Rigby.
1st down Rigby, and that should be the ball game.
That will seal the deal for the Rigby Trojans. 49 seconds, they'll move the chains, stop the clock for that, but it's going to be 2 kneel downs, and Rigby has won the game. I don't think they're even going to try to punch it in. They just want to kneel this down and
come out more or less injury-free.
Well, here's what happens. What do you risk if you try to punch it in for the point and get it punched out? This is it, 27 seconds on the clock. It's only going to take this 1 kneel down, and that is it.
Flowers kneels it, and that's going to be the ball game. 23-19, Rigby defeats Madison in a nail-biter to the end. 4 lead changes, 1 turnover.
It was
amazing football here on Friday night here at Madison.
Okay, and this is the kind of game that even if you're rooting for a team and you want a blowout, it's not fun to watch a blowout. This is absolutely a rivalry game, and the Madison-Rigby rivalry is one of the oldest rivalries that we've ever that is in Idaho. It's just a fun one to watch. It's a fun one for the kids to play. It's a nervous one. It doesn't matter, like I said earlier, how good one team is. It's always a close matchup. Rigby has certainly had. I mean, they beat Lewiston 43-0. They beat Coeur d'Alene by a lot. They beat Highland last week, who was a really good team, 52-21, I think. And now here it is, a 4-point game with this rivalry. It's just so fun to watch. But Rigby's going to take the win, and they're going to go home. They're going to celebrate. That is exactly what the coaching staff wanted. They wanted the kill 2 birds with 1 stone tonight. This is the district championship, basically. It seals the deal for Rigby. They now go into the playoffs in the number 1 bracket, which gives Rigby home field advantage for the entire time that they're in the playoffs. So that is the only way they don't get home is, well, they get home. If they lose, they're done. It doesn't make a difference anyways.
Right.
So, fun time. What do you got for stats, Joel? Anything?
Well, your final score is 23-19. Amani Morrell, I mentioned it earlier, 171 rushing yards, a number of touchdowns. We'll take a quick break and be right back, and we'll award our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, brought to you by the Idaho Department of Transportation. Stay with us here on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the
I love Lookout's campus branch. The vibe and the service. But with digital banking, it all comes to me. My customizable dashboard provides all my information. Accounts, cards.
Anything else?
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night, the final here. Here at Madison, Rigby wins 23-19 and a nail-biter up to the end. Let's give you a quick game recap. 3-0 in the first quarter, answered by the home team Madison, 7-3 going into halftime, and in the third quarter, the touchdowns flew. 14 points scored by Madison and gave them the lead. 14 points scored by Rigby, giving them the lead, and Madison strikes back, but missing 2 extra points ends up being crucial for them. They only get 12 points in the fourth, but Madison only gets 6, but that ends up being enough. 23-19 is your final score. Rigby is victorious. They are your conference champs, and they win this big rivalry game once again. The last thing we have to award is the IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, brought to you by the Idaho Department of Transportation, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or the road. Be in the moment and free from distractions. Adam, who is our player of the game tonight?
You know, who else than Amani Morrell? Right here at Rigby, 2 touchdowns, 176 yards. What an amazing display he put on here in this rivalry game. He's already got 2 state championships under his belt, and he's fighting for his next one. He goes in now as a district champion, the whole team district champs. They were just down there on the field taking the picture with the trophy, and they still have 2 games to play before we even get into the playoffs. But Amani Morrell, awesome job, player of the game. It's my pleasure to be able to announce that, and excited to be able to announce that for Amani Morrell of Rigby High School.
This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of East Idaho Game Night. Coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Special thanks to Athletic Director Shane Proctor and everyone here at Madison High School for their great hospitality in helping this game, and helping us getting this game broadcast to you live and free here on IdahoSports.com. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Amani Morrell, 2 touchdowns, 176 yards, winning the conference and this big rivalry game. Thanks again for joining us as the Rigby Trojans defeat the Madison Bobcats by a score of 23-19. For my broadcast partner,
Adam Hall,
and Bruce Richardson on camera, and everyone else here behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com, I'm Joel Richardson saying be excellent to each other, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com.